I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
We're here for another one.
We're here for episode 13.
I forgot the calendar. I'm proud
God
of both
damn it. We both said it.
But we remembered.
We did.
That's all that really matters.
That is. That's all that matters.
So it's okay.
Episode 13, season 2. Welcome, everybody.
We are officially kicking off Christmas.
Christmas season.
Christmas.
What do we call this? Because
We
you
can't-
can't call it Black Christmas.
You want to say Black Christmas.
But that's the name of the movie today.
Dark Christmas?
Hang on. The Kentucky Fried Christmas Massacre.
That's too much.
Come on.
I know. It's good. And if the fans want to say that internally, that's great.
It can just be what we call it every time we do this.
The problem is that for social media purposes, that's a lot of words, and some of those places only. You remember, you always ask me about threads. You always ask me, and I tell you, the things that have a less enough word count go with threads. Anything that's too many,
too much.
That's a mouthful, and that would guaranteed never make it to threads. I can tell you that.
Just Kentucky Fried Christmas. It's kind of
but
generic.
That's just what we would do for the other
Other
years.
one, yeah.
It's got to have, again, I don't think you need to focus on saying Kentucky Fried, whatever. I think we just got to figure out.
Kill fucking Christmas. I'm trying to keep the KFC going.
You're trying to.
I am.
Yeah. Again, remember, October was just Oktoberfest, but spelled like October instead of with the K.
With the K.
I don't think we have to be that. And again, notice that there was no KFC in it.
Blackmas.
Yeah, well, that's a little. I think that writes better than it
sounds.
Speaks,
yeah.
Right? Like that would, like on a graphic, that would look dope. And the second somebody
like
has
a death metal Christmas album.
The second somebody has to say that out loud to their buddy.
Did you watch Blackmas this year?
Yeah, it doesn't sound so good, right? Doesn't sound so good.
I'll have something by next year.
Well, by next year.
Oh, yeah, we won't even be doing this. God damn it. Yeah. All right, I quit. I concede.
We just, well, here's the beauty. We get to be very Bill and Ted right now, right?
Yeah.
Before this episode comes out, we just have to have it figured out.
Yeah.
So they won't hear us say it right now today. But when they see it come out, it will have the banner.
The banner.
Name.
Yeah.
That's how we
do it.
Yeah. Like this is our official like future Bill and Ted, future Bo and Shane. Make sure you have this figured out.
We have like a week. Get the fuck on it.
Hey, it's still better than nothing. It's better than.
It gives us an excuse.
Yeah.
Like on the.
It gives us an out. Think about it. All right, guys. On that note, Bo's already said
Black Christmas.
This is Black Christmas. The 2006 one. I'll say a couple of things. And I'll let Bo tell us the beer. But since we already know the movie, what I will say is so that way nobody gets mad at us, right? This is the second one. There was one from the 70s. I want to say it was 74. That's what's sticking in my head, but that may be wrong. But it was definitely in the 70s. This one that like inspired slasher
shit.
Yeah, it was like one of the earliest, like that POV. You don't really see that many deaths, but like
it's all
a lot
built on like somebody's
stuff.
watching me.
Yeah. It's very creepy. Still
looking through the windows and shit.
There is also a newer one than the one that we watched.
2019.
Yeah, that was definitely 19. The one thing they all have in common, because it's not the same story. It's not the same story retold. It's not even close to anything like that.
I mean, Black Christmas, kind of a generic title. You can do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah.
As long as it's on Christmas.
So, yeah, but if you're going to say, they usually all tried to say that they were like
a reboot
or something.
Yeah.
Right. And so, like, which is why they do usually all take place in the sorority house.
Creative retelling.
I want to say the new one, I think I read somewhere, even used some of the people were like the names. To try to be like, this is just like the same area, but it's way after whatever happened before or something like that, which is so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just so that way all horror fans are not, if you like the new one, you don't think that we're trying to pretend like it didn't exist. We know.
I haven't watched it yet.
If you like the old one, no, we both have seen that one.
Yep.
We enjoy that one.
That one's good. I suggest go watch that one and this one.
Yeah, that's the
I'll
last.
let you know on the third one if I watch it.
The last thing I'll say is that this was new for both of us.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this one.
I had never seen this one either.
I expected
Somehow
it.
missed it.
Yeah, I
And
expected
I'm very
it to be
surprised.
Yeah, because you said there's a 2006 one. I was like, no, they remade that. Like, because I'd heard about the newer one.
Well, I was also surprised because of the cast.
Right? Like anybody who was in any movie in the early 2006.
We'll get to that. I'll let you tell us the beer real quick.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah, it's my fault.
We're going down into the movie.
Well, we went things a little out of order since we had already name dropped the Black Christmas in our confusion about what to call
this month.
Yes.
Beer time. We're going back to some Left Hand Brewing Company. We like them here. It's their Candy Cane Nitro Imperial Peppermint Milk Stout.
Yes.
And don't be afraid. It doesn't just taste like peppermint.
Bo has been worried. Bo's been worried since the day that we got. Like, I found it. And I said, this is gonna be great. I was like, we'll figure out the movie. I didn't even know.
Yeah, because candy cane.
Yeah. But
fuck, man, I was like, man, I don't want to drink a liquid candy cane. That sounds so gross.
And I kept promising him it won't be a liquid candy cane. It won't be a liquid candy cane.
Oh,
it won't be a liquid candy cane.
It's really good.
The closer we got to the day, I was starting to get worried. Like, maybe I've been lying.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it'll be a liquid
Especially when you
cane.
look at the can and it's just a giant candy cane.
No, and true to its name, it is just a stout. It's a milk stout. The peppermint is just light enough that it kind of just helps.
Makes it taste cold.
It makes it taste cold.
You can barely tell it's in there.
And that's what I kept telling Bo I thought they'd be going for. Is like it was just going to taste cold. And it does. It's good. It's
good
perfect.
job, Left Handed Brewing Company.
I enjoy this.
But I'm
very much
not going to lie, you did scare me there for a minute.
And the fact that it's a nitro.
Oh, that was even cooler.
The beautiful cascade in the can. Now that so this movie and this beer is perfect for one reason. I think we need to go ahead and get it out of the way. And it
happens really early
in
the movie.
Early on, so it doesn't even matter
not that
if we
big.
go ahead and say it. One of the deaths is indeed with a candy cane.
Murder via candy cane.
And so immediately,
because we've all done it. We've all sharpened one of those fucking things up. You could probably do some damage.
And so this is one of those behind the curtain moments for our listeners. I'll go ahead and let you guys know. I did work that way to find our movie. I literally was like, we knew we were doing this whole concept of whatever
evil
insert
Christmas
name that we come up with here. But yeah, we knew we were doing this concept, and so I was like, "Oh, this will be easy." Somebody movie has to have killed somebody with a candy cane,
right? Had to have happened.
And so I just went to Google and I said, "What Christmas horror movie did someone get killed with a candy cane?"
And this one popped up.
This was top of the list, so I said,
"Fuck yes,
bingo, bango!"
And
we found our
good way to
Mango.
start.
Well, and again, you get worried sometimes when you've not seen a movie, and if that's how you find it, it almost worries you more, right? Like, just because it's the first one that's found on Google doesn't mean it's the best movie.
Could have been just like so bad.
Could have been the worst.
Yeah, it could have been like one of those
like,
this
like
is
that
so
one
bad,
scene is so stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. But
when it says like dirty movies, we're like they're just like naked for most of the movie. It's great.
Yeah. Luckily, this was a surprise, fucking knock out of the park.
This was good.
Yeah, I love this movie. Much like this beer.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, like this is also a surprise hit.
Yeah,
like,
it is. We got two surprises: the movie and the beer. Surprise hit both times,
which is, I think, a great way for us to start off this whole December project here.
Yeah,
right. Like good things.
Good things for the future.
But on that note, we will go ahead and start talking about some of the things about the movie and the people and
cast
stuff.
And things.
So like we already said, this is a movie with a cast. You
know these people. You've seen them somewhere.
If you were alive in the 2000s,
yeah, you've seen these people.
You know these people. You've seen these people. They are.
It's like any hot chick that was on a TV or a movie in the 2000s. Like we're gonna throw them in here.
Well, so before I even say their names, the reason I'll say that it's important to mention that is like, I would say this is like maybe like the cap end of that era of horror movie, right? Like that teen dominated, the like Scream, Urban Legends.
I still know what you did last summer.
Yes, like any of those. Final Destination.
Valentine's.
Yes, so but like it was an era. It was a whole era of horror.
If we can make a slasher out of it, we're gonna fucking try.
Well, and throw teenagers into it. Like throw a
How do
whole
we kill?
bunch of...
We like doing that in the 90s and 2000s. How do we kill teenagers?
Yes,
What's the most creative way?
And so I would say this is like the end of that era. And the reason you can tell that is like, if you know the movies that we mentioned in the beginning, most of those aren't like gory.
No, not really.
Even, like
even Friday
is a slasher.
Yeah, even Friday the 13th 's not that gory.
No, well, I mean, if we're gonna go through those for sure, but yeah, I mean, like, but definitely the teen movies is what I was talking about. Like, none of those teen era ones were like
blood.
Yeah,
be about it. It's not
that's
like
about it.
It's not like you see like her guts fall out and stuff.
This is like that teen kind of horror, but it does have the guts fall out. It does have the extra. It does have some. It has some crazy.
No, not so much guts, but
maybe not guts.
Just disclaimer: if you have like an eye phobia,
that's what
don't watch this movie.
It's not guts, but there is definitely a lot of an organ. One specifically that is everywhere. It's when it takes a while to get to it, but once you get to the first
all
one,
the time after that,
everywhere. Yeah, it is a very crazy movie. But so on it being that type of teen horror movie, like we said, it is full of teens, and since it's a sorority house, it's teen girls. It's like normally you might have like Final Destination's got Devin Sawa, or Urban Legends had Joshua Jackson, right?
I think so.
Pacey.
Yeah, I think Pacey's in there.
But so like there were guys and girls in these movies.
Yeah, this is just all girls.
This is like an all
and like their dead
cast.
mother.
Yes, exactly. There's one guy. He's a douche canoe.
The second you see him,
I didn't even look up the guy. And I'm bad for this. I didn't look up the guy at all because I was like, he's such a douche canoe.
Yeah.
You remember what happened the last time we did this? It was American Pie, and it was the fucking kid from
Kid in King Arthur's Court and shit.
Yeah, rookie of the year. Yeah, so I feel bad, and I hope to God this one doesn't come back to bite me in the ass. But I did not look this guy up because
he's gonna message us like, "What the fuck, guys?"
Well, because for the most part, I didn't have to look any of these people up. Like, you just kind of know who they are.
You've seen them before.
So we'll start with
it's a Those Girls episode.
Yes,
hey,
they're all those girls, exactly. So the first one we got is Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yep.
If you don't recognize that name, shame on you.
Well, you and me can't be friends. You didn't watch Buffy.
Well, you didn't watch Buffy.
Eurotrip.
Eurotrip. She was also Nona F. Mecklenburg on Pete and Pete. You ever watched?
Oh, yeah. She was Harriet the Spy.
Yes, exactly. She goes
way back.
She goes back to like a 9-year-old on screen.
Right. I forgot about Pete and Pete.
Yeah, dude.
I forgot she was on there.
She was the next door neighbor. Iggy Pop was her dad. I could do this all day.
Save it. We'll do a Pete and Pete episode one day.
Could do that, dude. I'd get lost in that. There's like 5 seasons or something. It went on for a lot longer than people realize.
Was it Arnie?
I have to stop.
The
strongest man in the world.
The strongest man in the world.
I could do this all day. But yeah, so Michelle Trachtenberg is someone that, again, I feel bad if you don't.
Yeah, if you
know
don't, you had a sad childhood.
She was all over the place for a long time. But she plays Melissa. That's all I can say. None of these girls have like the things to latch on. Like 2 of them, I will definitely give you like a descriptor that helps you know something about them.
The rest of them are just kind of there.
They're just kind of nondescript. They're girls.
They're girls who are in a sorority.
You don't find out a lot about them. You don't
know
nothing
much
about their life. It is what it is. The next big character that I'll mention is Heather. Now, the girl that plays Heather, I do want to stop there because Heather is one of the characters that I can say something about. Heather's the religious girl.
Yep. She's the one who doesn't buy Billy a present.
Yeah. But so, Heather's an easy one for me to tell you the stereotype for her because hers is
she gets like shit for it throughout the movie.
But Heather is played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. That's the Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim versus the World. She was in a whole bunch of she's a Those girl. She's a Those girl. She was in a lot of 2000s movies. Most recently, she was in a Star Wars as an alien. She had like the green
cool
things off her head.
I would do that. That's if I was an actor. I'd like no, fucking put me in the shit. That's what I want to be, monsters and stuff.
And so so she is definitely someone you've seen places. It'd be hard to have not seen her somewhere for sure.
Unless you were just born
Yeah.
in the past like 5 years.
Our next one I'll mention is Lacey Chabert.
Chabert?
I don't know how you're supposed to say
I
that,
feel like it's Lacey Chabert.
but I don't know if I've ever heard someone say
Sherbert.
it. I don't know if I've ever heard someone.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah, she was the original Meg. She was also in Mean Girls, and again, like we said, she's in.
And she has done fuck tons of Hallmark movies.
Party of Five.
Was she on that? I didn't watch that.
I think she was. Don't quote me on that, but I think I didn't watch it either. But I mean, I think she was.
We know she watches the show, right? She's totally going to jump in the comments and let us know.
At us if we
How
were
dare
wrong.
you? How dare you not know I was on Party of Five?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she.
All right, we're gonna go with it. We're gonna hashtag her and everything. She's gonna be so pissed.
She played Dana in this. Dana is one of those. Again, she's kind of nondescript. Yep. I don't know if is she.
Her biggest character trait. She's the one that smokes.
Yes, and you only see that
once. And it's like one hit.
Yeah. So again, but you don't learn anything about her.
She's supposed to be the bad girl, I guess.
She's on screen a lot, but is she? Because one of the people I don't have their names for is Lauren, the drunk girl, because I don't really know her from a lot of things.
No.
I can't even be mean about that. But
I think since she's the only one who gets naked, she was probably the
the
least known actress, probably.
She was definitely the only one that got naked, exactly. Yeah. And it was for a very brief moment. And she was definitely very drunk, which makes it very uncomfortable that they made her be the only character that got naked.
Yep.
No?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't play as well nowadays, does it?
No. So, but yeah, her character is like the only other one that I can give you a definite. Her character has a type. She is drunk girl.
Yep, she is drunk. She is drinking as soon as this movie starts.
Which means she technically might be more bad girl than
bad girl's supposed to be.
Than Dana is, I guess. Maybe I don't know. Next person, the last of our teen roundup, our big ones, because like I said, I already mentioned Lauren. I couldn't tell you that person's name.
She was good as drunk. She played drunk real good.
Played drunk real good. And that's all she's really here. Again, like I'm not trying to downplay her by any means.
She's kind of a bitch.
That's all.
She's the most bitchy of all of them.
She's very bitchy, and then she's very drunk, and that's really all.
And it makes the bitchiness worse.
Yeah. But so the next one that you definitely know, and I've been holding back, because she's technically our lead girl. She's our main girl. She's our survivor.
She's our final girl.
Yeah. She is that one. Is Katie Cassidy. She plays Kelly. And now Katie Cassidy is one of those people. I had to throw this at you as soon as you got here because I thought you'd know.
It's been a while since I've watched that show.
And that's fair, but you definitely were a big fan. And so
I loved that show. I need to rewatch it.
Katie Cassidy was Laurel Lance herself on Arrow.
On Arrow. If you haven't watched Arrow, go watch Arrow.
We're both big DC.
Yeah, I love DC.
DC
I have
TV
I have Deathstroke tattooed on my side.
Look at your hoodie.
Oh yeah, my Batman hoodie today. Yeah, see, just even more.
That's what I say. I was like, you're not even realizing the irony. They can see you're wearing one on your sleeve. As
I have a lot of hoodies. I forgot which one I was wearing today.
But yeah, so he is definitely. We're both, again, the Flash is my favorite superhero of all time. We're both big DC people, so we watched a lot of those shows, the CW superhero DC shows.
They're all pretty good.
They were all, I didn't have a problem with any of them.
I'm gonna start watching the Penguin here pretty soon.
Some of them were my least favorite, but they weren't because it was bad. They were just the ones I just didn't.
Yeah, it's those comic characters.
Yeah, they weren't. I was just like, okay,
that's cool.
It is what it is.
I'm gonna start watching the Penguin show here pretty.
I want to start it. It looks like it probably might be good.
I like Colin Farrell too.
People been saying good things about it. All right, but before we move off of actors, I have a couple of like notable things to say. Again, I'm not gonna. These were none of these are deep dives. Everything you heard us say about these people are these. Again, they're just that kind of popular. I just know these.
Yeah, we just know these people. Except poor Lauren. We're sorry.
Yeah.
If we see,
and again,
we'll run into her again, guaranteed. Through the course of this show.
I think I saw her name, but again, I was just like, I don't recognize, like the other ones.
I recognize them
immediately. Like, just immediately. I know who these people are. But and again, I saw her name, and it wasn't like I even saw her name. I was like, oh, I know who this is. I should look that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it was
just
literally
like, that's your
all
name.
around. Like, okay. But so the next ones are people that, again, these are like epic level. Those guys, well, only one of those, but then the other are just, I feel like we should name this for a couple of reasons. So one is Andrea Martin. That's the sorority mom.
Yeah, the Mrs. Mack.
Yes, she is she is a those guys, those people,
Those
those
people?
girl, whatever we want to say for I think those people, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to be all inclusive.
All inclusive. Those
Uh,
humans.
yeah, she is. You've seen her. I promise you.
In some
She used to do Broadway.
Yeah, like
She does a. She was like one of the. She's been voted as like one of the funniest people on
didn't she
Broadway
do a
and stuff.
movie with Danny DeVito back
Probably.
in
I
like the
mean,
early 90s?
she did My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
I can tell you that she's the mom in My Big Fat.
Yeah.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Mom loved that movie.
It's a good movie. I think it's pretty funny, and I don't know about the sequels. I know there's like 3 of them.
I was a kid. I feel like I've seen it.
It's funny. But so she is definitely someone, though, I only mentioned because I know you have seen her somewhere. Go look the name up since I gave it to you, and I promise you'll be like, holy shit.
Oh, shit. I've seen all kinds of these.
So, she's one of those people we just have to stop mentioning. The next 2 I want to talk about are just because they are our bad guys. And I feel like it'd be, regardless of the fact that they're not names everybody's going to know, I feel like it would be.
They did really well.
And it would be bad of
They
form.
were scary.
It'd be bad form of us to not talk about
The villain
bad guys.
Yeah, you gotta put the villain in.
Right? And so since, again, this is an old movie, there's no spoiler territory. So, because technically the movie doesn't let you know one of these people is a killer.
Yeah, it's literally been like 20 years.
Yeah. So if you've not seen it, shame on you.
Yeah.
I don't feel
we
bad.
gave you like a whole week's warning to watch this.
Yes. You could have done what you needed to do. But so first one we've got is Robert Mann, and he's playing Billy Lenz. Billy's our main bad guy? Killer? Whatever.
Our Jason Voorhees for this movie.
Yeah. Billy is weird looking.
He's yellow.
Very creepy.
It reminded me of like Sin City, the yellow.
Well, I don't even mean
guy.
the yellow. Like we already talked about this, because the yellow is just like a makeup artist. Like Robert Mann was not responsible for that part of the menacing weirdness of Billy, but the fact that this dude does the still movements, like I mean, he moves
just so fucking like it's like you're making a cardboard cutout walk.
Yes, there are a couple of like him sliding over people's shoulder moments where it looks like it's just a fucking cardboard cutout slid up over, but it's not. It's him. He is just perfectly like stone face.
Now I want to do that. We need to have like just like a cutout of just popping frame, just in the bottom.
I can try. I can't make promise.
Just find a picture of him and cut it out and just have it slowly pop into frame.
But now Billy is not the surprise one. Billy is the person is a killer in the movie the whole time. This is.
They make a real big deal about Billy.
The surprise one, who again technically is killing from the very beginning.
Yeah, because she's been in the house for a while apparently.
Well, and it's not even just that. Like the first couple of things we see are her. Like Billy is still.
He's still in the asylum.
Yeah, Billy will be at the asylum still, but it's one of those things that if you're not paying attention to, you're just kind of like, oh yeah.
Oh, the movie does it to you on purpose because they're purposefully doing like flashbacks and then forward.
It makes it hard to know.
So you like,
okay,
so like, maybe that didn't happen when I think it happened.
Exactly, I agree. And I love
they
that.
fuck with the timeline just to confuse you. It's good.
And I love that about the movie. So
usually it pisses me off, but I liked it here.
They played it really good, I think. So that leads me to one last person who I only want to mention for one. Oh wait, I didn't even say who. I set up who it was, and I stopped it.
Agnes was.
Yeah. So Agnes is Dean Frisk. That's right. I know that sounds weird.
When you see her, it's very like, that's very clearly a guy in a wig.
Much a reason for it though.
Yeah,
because
she's
disfigured
and inbred and
weirdness,
one-eyed and fucked up. Does he actually have one eye?
I don't know.
That'd be cool if they cast a dude who actually, and you could do that and actually pop the eye out.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know that much about the guy because he's not an actor. He doesn't really do this. This is like the first time he had ever done something like this, and he doesn't do it often.
Bro,
I think he's usually a behind the camera kind of person.
Oh, okay, well, as long as
but like I mean, he just
he still works in the industry, dude. You're a good actor. You should do more stuff.
It worked out.
You were terrifying in this movie.
Now I'll get to that last person that I wanted to mention, and the dumb reason I even want to mention her. That's Kristen Cloak. I promise you, most of you have no idea who she is. She played Lee. She's the older sister who
comes in
randomly. She was in a TV show called Space Above and Beyond. It was a short-lived show on Fox. It was about like an alien invasion coming, but the U.S. had to make space pilots to
To fight him.
And this was like them going through boot camp. It's like people going through boot camp and shit to go become part of this
Where
fighter.
the fuck was I?
Like 7 years old.
Aw.
Or something.
That was the perfect age for that kind of shit, though.
No, not the tone of this.
Oh, was it all serious and shit?
Yeah. This wasn't like goofy fun.
I wanted it to be campy.
No. This was like heavy sci-fi.
Okay. Well, that's the remake I'm going to do. I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it campy
what
and stupid.
I'm telling you is at the age you are now.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm like, that sounds good. I want to watch that.
Well, you should go give it a shot. It's all right. But she was one of the main characters in that show, and she was a girl named Shane.
Nice.
So now you see
so that's why you remembered
dumb reason I needed to bring that up. But there's also another dumb reason. So it ties into us
not just your narcissism.
It ties into us talking about the director. Like we've
awesome.
been trying to make sure we
nice
do.
segue.
It is. So the director is and also writer. Two birds, one stone.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Get them both out of the way.
Glenn Morgan. You've not seen him. I mean, he's directed. He's
TV shows probably.
Okay.
Am I being too nice?
He's directed 3 episodes of The X-Files.
Nice.
The more recent X-Files.
Oh, never mind.
He directed this.
Good job.
He directed the movie Willard. Have you ever seen that?
Is that the one with the rats?
Yes, that's the one with the rats.
I've seen that movie. It was pretty good.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Crispin Glover.
Yeah, I have. That's about all I remember is he could control the fucking rats.
Well, that's George McFly.
Yeah.
Again, if you've not seen his other directing, that's okay.
It's okay. He did really good, and props to him. Cheers.
He produces lots of things. So you've definitely, again, like...
So he's good at finding money for other
and things
projects.
Like that. Whatever it all means. Again, me and you both
He's
have
a
talked
smooth
about this
talker.
before.
There it is.
We've both talked about this before. We still don't really know what that means.
What a fuck a producer does.
But as a writer, though, he has written Final Destination 3.
Nice.
Which one of these actresses has been in. Also, Kristen Cloak, I think she had a minor role in the first Final Destination.
So she's the teacher that gets killed with the tequila cup thing and her computer explodes. Yeah.
Thank you. Again, I didn't look it up. I just saw that she was part of it.
Proud of myself. I just immediately remembered that scene as soon as you said that. I was like, oh shit, she is.
But yeah, so she was in Final Destination. So we got a double Final Destination connection there. One of the other girls who I don't remember the name for, it's not Megan. It's one of the smaller role girls, right? It might have been Claire. She's in Final Destination 3. And so I was like, maybe he's pulling strings.
Yeah.
Because I also found out he was a writer for Space Above and Beyond.
Nice. He called her. It's like, hey, I'm making a movie.
Yes, dude. That's exactly what I think. But on the X-Files, like I said, he directed a couple of the new, right? He was a writer for the Lone Gunman show that I've told you on episode about before. The one where it's the 3 conspiracy nut guys that were friends of Mulder's. Yeah.
The spinoff or whatever.
Yeah. He
the nerds from the VR fucking episode that I love so much.
He was a writer for that.
Nice.
Right? Dope.
I still need to watch that fucking
show. Kind of love seeing that. But yeah, so that's everything.
That's the cast and crew.
That's the cast and every kind of weird, strange tie-in connections.
We even got to like fucking an old 90s TV show.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
You gotta love when we can pull it all together.
We can trace it back all the way. So cheers to all these fine people.
Well, and I love that we can pull in a Shane even if it was a girl. Before we start talking about the movie, I do want to say a couple of things. I fucking loved this movie. And it's going to make it for weird talkings. And that's why I got to talk about it right now. Well, 2 things make it for weird talking about this movie. And one, we'll just try our best to not get caught up in. And that's the fact that it cuts all over the goddamn place.
It does. It jumps around.
It's like one word, one sentence, one word.
Jump around. This movie's confusing as fuck.
Yeah, the cuts are bad. So again, like that one's not the cool one. That one's not the thing I like talking
that's
about.
the annoying.
Yeah. The cool thing that this movie does that I fucking absolutely love, but it's going to make it weird talking about and why it's great that we don't have to worry about people caring about spoilers, is that this movie does this weird shit where they will show you something, and sometimes that's like important information that you have no context about, and then give you the context
right? It's
10,
like,
15 minutes later.
15 minutes later, you're like, oh shit, that's what that was about.
That's what
why,
that
yeah,
meant.
that's
I
why
didn't
they
even
said
understand
that,
it.
or
And
why they focused on that.
And the best part is, again, since we don't have to worry about spoilers, is like this movie does that. They will do one of those kind of moments, and then the thing that they buried the lead with will have been a red herring. So literally, for you to even know that that was a red herring, is that you have to be thinking backwards from a scene that you're already in.
watching.
Because again, it's not like that tricks you for a rewatch, because on the rewatch you already know the red herrings were red herrings.
Like, oh, that's what it is.
So it's not even like it works. It literally only works on the level of tricking you in afterthought.
That's
of
the fun
remembering.
part, though. You watch it again and you can be like, oh, that's why the fuck. So later I can
Yes, it's so good. This movie
foreshadowing and payoff just on a loop.
Yeah. Oh. And again, it's the kind of thing, like you said, watching it 3 times.
Look at that bitch's eye. Remember that bitch's eye? Pay attention to that eye. Hey, this one chick's wearing like yellow gloves. There's a lot of yellow in this movie. You should pay attention to the yellow.
There's so much. It's so crazy, so random. But on that one, I think we can go ahead and just start
the movie.
The movie immediately opens. There's nothing.
It's just open. It starts with like
sorority
house,
jazzy Christmas
music going. Fucking in one bit. Claire is up in her room.
Claire
wrapping a present for her sister, who will find out later is Lee. She comes in and stuff.
Well, we know the name is Lee, but we know nothing about.
Yeah, I guess she's trying to figure out what to write on the card.
Calligraphy writes Lee.
I like that pen.
It
looks like one that takes like little cartridges of ink. I might fucking find one.
While we're panning across the outside of the house and we see Claire in her room, we then bolt into the room and see all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like you said, she's writing the note to her sister. She hears something from behind her.
Yeah, it's in her closet. She goes and looks, and right when she looks, the air conditioner pops on. She's just like, "Oh, that's what it is." I'm like, no, bitch, there's somebody definitely fucking in there.
But was there?
They lived probably under the bed.
Well, I
feel like there was like a hole in the wall under the bed, and she just crawled in.
I don't. Well, no, because this is one of those beauties. Since we don't have to worry about spoilers, I'll go ahead and say we know the only room that has the hole in the wall.
Oh yeah, it's Billy's room,
and she's not in Billy's room
because that's Eve's room.
Yeah, Billy has tons of holes hidden in the house to peek at people, but he only had the one entrance and exit. That wasn't the attic door itself.
So it's been hiding under the bed all
the whole time, right? Because that's just it. Like, we know there's no way they could have gotten from the closet to where we actually see this killer come at her from, which was under the bed.
Because he snatched her pin. She looks down because she thinks, she's like, oh, I know what to write suddenly. And where'd my pin go? Fucking just immediate bag over the head. Stab her right in the fucking eye with the pin. I'm just like, nice. We start with a pin kill. You almost wanted him to pull the pin out and finish the note with the blood, and it was right?
It happened so
quick.
Like they build it up. She leaves the closet. You see, like they even try so hard to make you think it was the closet because the one flap drops.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, it was someone.
Oh, it was.
And then like they show you a half second of an eyeball under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
I will point that out because they really fucking.
If you don't pay attention, you'll miss it.
Well, and they love that shot of an eyeball hidden behind like
something,
walls, things, debris,
Christmas
trees. Yeah, it's a lot of it. But yeah, so they pan across this one.
You think the director has a fixation with the eyeballs?
Someone did.
Well, he wrote it.
Someone did. Well, maybe it was one of the producers.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
It has an eye fetish.
Oh, you just reminded me.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, this is not important. This is just a really dumb fact I saw. Because again, I don't ever usually look at producers. You know me.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't know
what
they
producer,
do.
Right?
And I don't know I wouldn't know most of them by name.
It's mostly just to make entitled people feel important.
Well, and this is going to do that because...
Oh, awesome.
That's all this is. One of the producers for this movie is Mark Cuban. Shark Tank guy?
Shark Tank guy?
Mark Cuban, right? Yeah.
Did he need a paycheck? What the fuck?
I don't know.
I demand you put my name on this movie. This movie was my favorite when I was a child. That's more Donald Trump.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. It blew my
I don't know how
mind.
Mark Cuban talks.
It blew my mind when I saw that. I literally
That's funny.
I saw it just in print first, no picture, because you know like IMDb still has a picture for Mark Cuban because he is on Shark Tank.
It's a fun show.
And so at first I only saw the name, right? And so I was like, I was like, it's got to be, it's a different Mark.
It has to
it's
be,
a different Mark
right?
Cuban, right? But then I was like, but producers are all just about money. So maybe
he shelled out 20 grand so he could get a producer's credit.
I looked it up and it was indeed him.
Nice.
Sorry, we got to get back on track. You just said that.
Well, welcome, Mark. We're happy to have you here. Thanks for the check.
You said that it was the kind of thing that just reminded me of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So again, let's get back on track. Claire's dead.
Yep.
She got stabbed. And
it cuts to the title. It's like Black Christmas.
The only other thing that I think we should go ahead and point out, because for a lot of the movie later on, it gets kind of murky on telling who's killing who, and we've already told people.
Yeah, there's 2 killers.
There are 2 killers. The way
it's
again,
a 20-year-old movie.
Well, and again, the way this movie's story works, it would be so hard to try to talk to people about it without saying that, who these people were.
Because it's real obvious. Like, well, how'd he do that? He was over.
Yeah, right. And it will immediately do that.
Right.
The very next thing is what sets up that would be weird, right?
Right. Well, how'd he kill her if this is about to happen?
Since a lot of the movie, it becomes hard to know who's killing who. For the few times we know for sure, I think we should say for sure.
Yeah, this was definitely Agnes.
This was Agnes. Again, if you've not seen the movie, I feel sorry for you.
Stop listening to us. Go watch the movie.
Definitely for this one, because I feel like you're going to be at
We can't do this without spoiling it.
We have to. And so the movie will not even... You won't even know who Agnes is for an hour or something from right now. 45 minutes
something
at the least. So again, but no, if you didn't, Agnes did this stuff.
Yeah, she killed Claire. Agnes did it and hauled her ass up to the attic.
And then we immediately, though, this is again the reason why we have to go ahead and address this is because
we immediately cut to the insane asylum
where
Billy is,
and they tell us the full story. They don't tell us the full story, but they at least set up for us.
He tries to
sorority
escape.
House. Well, and the sorority house.
Why
the connection? Actually, I think about it. Very little is told to us right now.
It's mostly like he tries to.
He was a killer.
He killed his family on Christmas.
Yeah.
He tries to escape every year. His mom locked him in the attic, and he used to live in the big sorority house.
I forgot that they didn't tell us actually that much. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like they should have,
but they don't.
Because the guard is so creepy and intense.
So yeah. So the scene where it plays out, we see like an orderly pushing into the.
I dubbed him Simple Tim. Because we don't get a name, and he's kind of dumb.
He's super dumb.
Simple Tim just pushing his little cart of cookies and milk.
None of these characters are here for that long. It doesn't even matter whether it's alive, dead, or just not seen. Right? Like they're just not here. So yeah, he comes in. It is his fault that Santa comes in.
Yeah, because he drops the milk jug and it blocks the door from
closing.
So
we can at least thank him.
You immediately think he's gonna die, right?
Well, we can thank him for the little bit of exposition we get. Like you want to make fun of him, but
it's true. Justice for Simple Tim.
We wouldn't have gotten any exposition if he wouldn't have done that. Because the exposition comes because Santa stumbles in as like, Billy? That Billy?
That guy?
From when I was a kid, Billy?
We were so scared of him. I heard he got locked in the basement. No, the attic.
Well, I love the way this plays out. He's just like, we all thought he was dead. Look in there, he's alive.
Yeah, he slides the fucking little thing, and you see the little Christmas lights and shit.
But that's when he sees the lock, when he's by the door, and he goes, that's right. The lock. Well, you guys think that's going to keep him in there? And
that's mostly to make him feel like he's at home.
It's to make him feel comfortable.
Because for him, his mom locked him in the basement.
The attic.
All right, man. Shit.
Right? That guard got so...
Yeah, he did.
So
and it's clearly a guy who's he's a British actor, and he's really trying to do an American accent, but it slips like every other word. Cracked me up. I loved the guard.
I loved him too, because he was so... Yeah.
Go ahead. Check if he's been naughty.
He was the least intimidating guy I've ever seen, right? He was not intimidating, but you could tell that's what they wanted him to be.
I mean, if it was just a voice acting gig, he could do the voice of an intimidating character.
But yeah, so the Santa Claus had slipped in, and he sees this. The guard's there. The guard sets all this up with the Santa, tells this again. This was our little way to work some exposition, and we see this is the first time, and this was so wild because they don't talk about it. Billy's fingers come out of the fucking thing for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like come through the little window
And grabs the plate of cookies and chicken because it's as close as they could get to how mom tasted.
Not mom's
Tasting.
Not
mom
mom's
tasted.
Yeah, like not mom's apostrophe.
That'll be explained later. But it's super gross. It's just a plate of chicken skin and cookies. And he
chicken
reaches.
tastes just like chicken.
Yeah, because it's chicken. They try to be funny sometimes in this movie and it doesn't work.
But no, what I was even gonna say is the thing
His
they don't talk
fingers.
about is his fingers.
Yeah.
The rest, well, I guess they don't talk about the chicken either. We don't get
No,
that line
there's-
for a while. There's a lot. Like I said, the movie, it's so. This is gonna sound weird for us to talk about because it's so non-linear, but it's good the way you see it. It's gonna be weird to hear us talk about it. But yeah, so you see his fingers the first time. They're crazy,
bright yellow.
so yellow, and
Neon yellow, like glowing radioactive yellow fingers come and grab this plate.
And I get it; it makes sense. These people know Billy, and they would know that about him, right?
But Santa
would-
doesn't react to it.
Well, he knows who Billy is too. So I mean, if you know the
Is that part of the story?
if you know the urban legend of
All
Billy,
right, yeah.
how would you not? How would that not be part
That's
of it?
Yeah, that's fair.
We exaggerate urban legends, and this guy is exaggerated to start with. You would tell people about his.
Still, I'd have
yellow
been like,
hands.
oh shit, he is yellow or something.
Maybe.
The story's true.
I might give you that, but yeah, they totally. But
I
the
wanted
movie-
something from Santa.
Nobody talks. about
Nobody.
it.
They're just like, oh yeah, he likes the chicken
And that's
because it tastes like mom, and it cuts to this real gross. Him just like
Again, it's not as blatant as tastes like mom, but it's close.
it is.
Yeah, this is a very strange scene.
Yeah. But
And
it's our introduction to Billy. He's locked
and
up.
basically they're just like, Santa, you need to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
you're not supposed to be here. Go back to the children's ward. And he's just like, all right, damn it.
Now we can go back to the house for a little bit, right?
We
that's
meet
all,
Kyle.
I hate
Fucking Kyle. Fuck Kyle.
Kyle's a douche.
2
canoe.
seconds into this asshole, like him and Kelly are kissing in the car, and he's a douche.
The second
they stop kissing,
and they're
he's a
talking,
douche.
the look on the guy's face, and again, no offense to you as an actor, buddy, but they hired you for a reason.
I mean, you look like a guy I would like to punch.
yes, from the
I'm
moment.
sure you're a nice guy in real life, but you
From the moment
you
start
got a
talking.
punchable face.
From the moment you started talking, I never
Right?
wanted to hear a single
God
word
damn
come out
it,
of your
fuck
mouth.
this guy.
Yeah, I absolutely hated him.
And he's a frat bro. That makes fucking sense.
Oh yeah, but so yeah, we see him. It's also our first Kelly on screen. That's Katie Cassidy, like I
Yeah.
said. David Cass. I don't know if I said
David
that.
Cassidy's daughter.
Yeah, I might have skimmed past that random piece of information.
I can't remember.
Yeah, so it's them in the car. After the makeout, though, it gets even worse. Like, right, like basically they make out. She's like, "I gotta go for Christmas. You should be with me." Fuck,
I'm not
yeah.
getting laid.
Yeah, and then so she bounces out of the car, and now we get to see the first bit of he is indeed a douche moment.
Yeah, he gets
right?
the phone call.
that
and
you
it's-
can tell is coming from inside the house.
It's one of the other girls
and
in the
that
house.
she is like even before
She is pissed because it just kind of pans past the window.
before it even pans up there, because there's just a moment where you just see him just staring before they start the pan. You can tell it's not her. Like she's not been
Yeah,
gone
yeah,
long
it's
enough
not Kelly.
to be at an elevation of where he's looking. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, then they do the pan out, and it's almost like the really lazy version of an intro shot for a TV show because it pans across like several windows. But we don't actually see any of the girls long enough to
No.
be like, these are introducing us to characters, except for Megan.
Yep, because she's up there and she is yelling on the phone.
Yelling at him.
'Cause
Throws it.
Yeah.
Throws the phone
Fuck
when she's
her.
done. And then
And then it cuts back to him and he just casually hangs it up like, whatever the fuck. Fuck
Fuck.
him. Fuck Kyle. I will continue to say it every
No.
time. Every time he pops up, fuck Kyle.
Well, when are we not going to say it, dude? He is
There's no redeeming qualities.
a douche from start to finish. 100% a douche from start to finish.
Blech. Fuck him. And then we get Jingle Bells. And we meet the rest of the girls. We go inside the house.
And well, it's not even like we get to meet all of the girls yet.
Either the ones who are in
We
the
get to
living
meet
room, I guess.
most of the girls.
And Mrs. Mack.
yeah. we definitely get to meet all of our girls that were like, these are the two, these are who you know, right? Like
these are our like core people.
And the scene plays like that. The scene plays
see
like
her.
This
there
is
she is.
Like, you know this name.
Pops over like, hey, remember her?
Here's Michelle Trachtenberg.
Right. Hey, you watched Buffy. See, there she is.
Yeah, it is, and it plays exactly like that. They just let her like, boom, big name. Lacey on the couch.
Right. See,
you know, like,
she's being a bitch. Ha ha.
Chef's kiss. I mean, you couldn't ask for better.
But Mrs. Mack is like, where's Billy's gift?
Well, no, not even yet. That's
is that
that's
later?
when they come back down.
Okay.
Because right now they're not ready to actually open presents. Right now they're talking about the presents, and they're like, well, we need the rest of the girls.
Where is everybody?
This is the where are the other girls conversation. Yeah.
They're all gone.
And so,
half of them apparently went like skiing with the other frat.
Or two of them, but this is a pretty small sorority, so I'm not going to blame you for saying that.
More than two of them, that's half, right?
I think it was exactly two.
Well, good for them. They're like the only other ones from the survivors.
Everybody else died.
You know, like they come back from skiing and they're just like, oh my God, I'm so glad I went skiing.
Well, but also it's crazy because this is Christmas. Like, this is a college. None of these people, they should be at home.
Yeah, they really should.
Claire is the only one that gets mentioned as possibly having had plans.
Yeah, because her sister's supposed to be coming over there.
Well, and it was the weekend, you know, again, Lacey, Dana on the couch just making fun of her. God, make me sick. Remember, it's the weekend. They're supposed to try to get together and rekindle their fucking...
You know, because like they've never met before.
Well, I don't even know.
They're like stepsisters or something. Half-sisters.
I don't think we hear any of that yet. They're just mocking her because I feel like maybe they don't know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, so they're just like, why they gotta have a rekindle our relationship day? I don't understand.
And it's just mostly her, like, oh look, Dana's the fucking bitchy,
that's
fucking bad one.
The scene is the setup for us. And again, it's not everybody, but a couple of them get set up. Right now we definitely clearly get that. We don't find out about Heather's religiousness yet, though.
No, that's not till after we meet Eve, I think, right?
No. We hear it after they come back. We just need to keep going.
Just keep going.
We hear it when they come back downstairs, though, because it's what she.
But yeah, like Kelly goes to go look for everybody.
Yeah, that's what I say. It happens right now, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, she goes upstairs. She tries to find everybody.
She gets Lauren, and Lauren's like, "That's not how you knock on people's doors."
At this point, I was gonna say, at this point, they know who's still in the house because that's what they were doing downstairs. And so yeah, she knocked on Lauren's door first. This is when we get to meet her, and she's not drunk.
Not yet. Give her time.
It's the only time in the movie that
she's sober,
basically,
and
wasted.
She has a good point. She looks at Kelly, and she's like, because she knocks on one door, all nice and polite, and nobody answers, and she's like, "You clearly never had siblings." She bangs on the door, like, "We're doing presents. You don't come out right now. I'm getting your presents."
Claire's.
Yep,
it was Claire's door.
It's because she's dead.
Yeah.
But they don't know that yet.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's very important because, again, we know the people that are here.
Yeah, we do. Claire,
because they went over it downstairs.
Was supposed to be here.
The only names that we know of characters are people that we definitely have seen or should see, right? Like, because everybody else, they mentioned 2 seconds and we never see
Claire,
them.
Lauren, and Megan are upstairs, so Kelly goes and looks for them.
Megan is the next one. This is when we finally realize that is the name of the girl that Kyle was talking
on the
to.
phone with. And she is in a pissy mood.
Very pissy. Well, think about it right now. We see on the way over to the door, they show the first, like, her looking at that movie clip.
Yeah.
So we've already seen now that it's her and Kyle on this porn together, right?
Yeah. Kyle has a side business, apparently.
Well, we don't even know anything yet. That's what I want to point out. Like, the first time you watch this movie and you see this porn and her and Kyle, we don't know if she is willingly cheating with Kyle
and one chick,
right? So again, like, we don't know what the upset
is.
We don't know any of it yet. All we know is that this tape exists. For all we know, she is literally like the willing person who is cheating.
Like, I can't believe I cheated on my friend with her boyfriend.
Or it's not even that.
Filmed it even.
Or it's not even that. Or it's just that she is the willing cheater, and so she's just like, I fucking don't want to deal with Kelly.
Yeah,
because that's who came to the door. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know any of it. Because if she is willingly cheating on, if she is the one that, like, is just
doing that.
If she is just with Kyle cheating on Kelly, then she doesn't care But that's why she didn't want to talk to Kelly, is because
Yeah, fuck you. I'm fucking your boyfriend.
yes,
Get out of here.
like, that's what I'm saying. The movie, we don't know anything because since we see only like
Yeah, we just
a
see
half
we just
second
see
of
like
the
the
video,
clip, and she looks upset
right? So we don't know anything
and tells fucking everybody to fuck off and fuck Christmas.
Yeah. So and
All
again,
right,
though,
Scrooge. Damn.
for all we know, like I said, the movie did this masterfully. Like I said, the way they play, because that
Subversion at every fucking turn.
because
right?
think about it, it could also explain why she's upset at Kyle, just because she is the, she's the side piece right now.
Yeah.
So maybe she was mad at Kyle because she saw that fucking Kyle was with Kelly.
Yeah, it's like, motherfucker, I'm not going to be be side hoe. You either break up with her or
yes,
fuck.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It sets it up perfectly to where until you know what happened,
In like 45 minutes.
Exactly.
They take their time before they pay this off.
So again, the movie does a few. It's hard to explain in words, but that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like where they do these things where it's like they show you stuff, but then 5 minutes later you're like, oh,
that's
shit.
why.
Flips like
this is a watch twice movie
for sure.
The first time you're gonna go, I feel like I missed shit,
and you did,
and you
I
definitely fucking did.
Back on. Sorry,
back on track.
Had to point all those weird things out there. But yeah, so after they go upstairs, Megan turns them down and she stays upstairs. She's fuck that fucking gift giving shit. I don't want to do with it. The other girls go back downstairs. I say let's just deal with Megan real quick and then we can get to the girls downstairs. I don't remember if that's the order it happened in.
I don't either, but
I don't think
I feel like Megan dies here.
She definitely dies here
because she hears the
and that's my
box
point.
Upstairs.
Yeah, and so that's my point. We definitely, even if it is the wrong order,
right? It's in the same like few minutes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because she just dies. This is unimportant.
She goes up in the attic because she hears the music box.
Sugar Plum Fairies.
Yep,
right?
Very important. Shows up throughout the entire fucking movie. I think it ends the movie.
It will be the thing I probably play
in the shorts. Yeah.
So it is what it is.
But she goes upstairs and she sees Claire sitting in the fucking rocking chair and she's like, the fuck are you doing up here? And then just bag over the head, fucking gets fucking shanked. Little wisp of fucking blonde hair. So again, Agnes.
Well, yeah. Well, and it not only is it Agnes because you see the wisp of blonde hair.
It's the eye.
Billy hasn't left.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We haven't done that yet. That's next.
That's what
See what I'm saying? This movie keeps cutting back and forth all the time. Yeah, he's still sitting in the asylum.
He has made it out of his room. He has not made it out of the asylum. Oh wait, no,
I don't think he's made it out of his room yet.
That's what I'm saying. Like
we just had like the introduction to him.
That's what I was saying. And so it proves my point though that when you're watching, if you've seen it how many times and you still in your head
watched it twice.
But so you get my point. But still more than what most people might go into it
within like 12 hours of each other too.
You see what I'm saying? Like how the movie does it so well that again, that's why I said I feel bad having to tell you who did which kills.
Yeah.
Because even though it goes against the common sense in your head,
you don't want to spoil the movie.
Well, not even that. Like it's like you're saying right now. You know Billy's supposed to be in prison, but you thought you needed to tell them this had to have been Agnes because of the hair, and it's like, no, it has to be Agnes because
Billy's still in jail.
Yeah, or not jail, the
asylum, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's behind a locked door.
The movie does such a good job of playing with that type of shit. Because again, like you just assume that Billy's doing these killings.
Yeah, because they really want you to. They go to great lengths to try and subvert you at every turn.
Yes, he literally couldn't have done it. It's like they did a red herring. Like the plot is a red herring of itself.
Yep. It's like is this actually linear or is it fucking Tarantino style where I've watched the end first?
We don't gotta focus on much. Like we said, Megan died. Now we go back to the sanitarium.
Back to the asylum.
Which again proves the point about why we didn't even have to tell them like couldn't have been Billy.
Yep. It's obvious because he's after this point it gets a little more ambiguous.
Well, technically not even. So I'll go ahead and say it right now so that way we don't get lost again. Twice. Because we will, if again, depends on how you want to follow a cuts. We could I say we just stay with Billy all the way right now.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure people understand that. If we stay with Billy all the way till he leaves right now, technically that's like 2 or 3 cuts before the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Because he makes one kill and it's just to get out of his cell right now.
And then it cuts back.
Then we see a cut away, then comes back, and then we see him make another kill that lets him leave the hospital.
So
literally
the
There's
first like
so
3,
much
4
stuff
kills
that
are
happens
Agnes
in the house
before Billy even fucking
before
shows
Billy
up.
could. So maybe actually right now we do need to keep the cuts back and forth, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
And then once we get after that, once they start doing the one-liner cuts,
Yeah.
we don't got to worry about it anymore.
Where it's like 2 sentences and cuts upstairs
right
to
now,
what
I
somebody
think,
else is
right
doing.
now, I think it affects the storyline
a little bit,
even for how we're trying to cover it a
Right.
little bit more, right? Yeah.
But right now, Billy's got to escape first.
Yes.
How does he escape?
Well, he's
I
just got to
this.
get out of his room.
I like
this is beautiful. So, and it helps set up a lot of things. Again, the way this nonlinear story gets told to us, like these are things that we don't even know are important yet, and it sets some of them up for us. So he starts. Was he playing music or is he something? Right.
He gives him the little.
Well,
present.
I know, but how did he get him to come to the door?
I think he knocked or something.
And he comes to the door. Maybe it was music though, because I feel like he was singing weird, doing the weird voice thing.
Probably
because
it gets the guard's attention.
Comes weirdly, like he's
what
coming. Yeah. He's like, "What the
fuck?"
Is
and then the
on?
door opens. He pushes the little present out.
It is wrapped in paper.
Yep,
important newspaper. Wrapped in newspaper. Again, right now you just assume it's because he's in prison.
Yeah,
no, it is.
That's just what he does.
It is important.
That is a theme with his presence.
Then he opens it up, and it's. I love. He opens it up, and it's
just a piece of paper.
Well, it's not even just. At first, he opens it up, and you see that the paper is done like the bow on a gift, like it's the gift wrap bow inside
of the fucking newspaper.
And then he grabs that, and that opens up to just a piece of paper that says, "I'll be home for Christmas." This guard says, "In your dream, not dreams, in your dream."
That's why I feel like he's like not used to talking like an American.
Yes, and then he doubles down, says Billy's name, and then "in your dream" again. So it's one of those. I know I didn't mishear him. This motherfucker says "in your dream," and I had to stop. I had to look at my wife, and I had to say to her, "I'm not crazy, right? That sounds fucking weird in your head."
Did I have a stroke? Can I no longer hear S's?
Right? Like I was like, it's not even just that it's wrong. It's that it
hits your ear wrong. Like, halting. Okay.
It stopped
in your dream. The one.
In your dream.
Everybody only ever gets one. Have you had your dream yet, Shane?
I'm glad that
I'm still waiting for my dream.
I'm glad that you noticed because it bothered me in a way I didn't think a line like that could. I was literally like, I don't know if this is a writer problem. It would have been
fine if it was once, but he says it literally 2 seconds later says the same thing.
I don't know if it was a writer problem, if it was the actor. I don't know where that issue came from, but it was halting. It takes you out of everything for a second. Just so that way you know, and Glenn Morgan or whatever your name
whatever
was,
your fucking name is.
If
that was in the script, shame on you.
That was
shame on you.
You don't know how to turn a phrase.
How does he gets behind the computer? How people talk.
Like that. How people talk. Like a caveman.
Right?
Yes, I see it already. All right,
I'm not any better. I can't. Every time I go to try and write any kind of dialogue, I'm just like, fuck. How do people speak?
All right. I think now that we can leave the hospital, right? So,
well, he didn't even kill him.
Oh,
yet.
I didn't get to kill him. Sorry.
That's just
we had so much fun. Yeah,
we had so much with him, like in your dream,
in your dream,
in your one singular dream.
After the in your dream, though, we get the same thing. He turns back. It's the and this time it's a loud thud.
Yeah, right? He hears something from inside the room.
Loud because the first, I will at least give the guy credit. I take a little bit of points away from him because you never should have opened that fucking thing the first time to get the present. I wouldn't have opened it with your eyeball close to it. Like we said.
I was waiting for a fucking candy cane to stab him in the eye.
Because we saw him. That's right. We saw him.
Right, because he's like licking the candy cane.
Yeah. When he opens it that second time, after the loud banging, I was like, dude, you're getting it in the eye. Didn't get it in the eye. He was okay. When he looks inside, and he does. I will give credit. You see the toilet is
like broke from the wall, and there's a big hole.
Well, he couldn't see the hole when he first opened because it was so quick.
Yeah,
because they show you the pan shot, like, and I do appreciate that. He opened it and they show you like almost. It's not quite POV, but it's pretty close to like a POV of him looking in. He did not see the hole.
But you can definitely tell the toilet has like been yanked from the wall.
But that's my problem with why he opened the door. Because I was like, if you see the hole, I might be like, open the door. He escaped.
Yeah.
But if you just seen the toilet, I would be like, well, I better call some backup.
Yeah, right.
This motherfucker might have a pipe.
There's no panic button,
right?
right?
Something.
Like, oh, something fucked up's happening.
But yeah, this dude pulls cardinal sin number 1.
He opens
by
the door,
himself, opens the door,
walks
nobody
in,
else
and then
there.
just like nice, gets on his belly, looks
This
in the
was
hole.
So stupid, because that hole was not this. I want to say this is like what's it, Birdman at Alcatraz. You know, with the movie where they talk about the guys that supposedly escaped from Alcatraz. This is one of those moments where it's like you see the hole. The hole size is big enough a person could get through. So at first your brain is automatically like, man went through the hole. But if you actually look at this hole in this dude's cell, where those pipes are,
there's no way.
He would.
It's like bars.
He would never have fit through that.
No, you'd have to bust those fucking pipes out of your fucking way.
And this is my point about the guard.
Yeah.
Never should have went in.
Nope.
He should have left the little slidey door open longer to analyze.
Right.
Saw that.
Maybe shine a light.
And said, oh, he's in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's like, or maybe like, I don't know. I would have opened the door, saw the thing, maybe check under the bed. Something. Behind the door even.
This guy.
He had it coming.
He did. Candy cane. Again, but I will also say,
missed opportunity.
Well, I will also say though, since this is since we have all thrown caution to the wind about killers,
fuck it,
about and who does what when, and we need, because we just want to tell a more relevant story to you guys. Essentially, it is worth pointing out that both siblings here, this we've not got there.
We'll keep it at siblings for now, I guess.
Both of these individuals.
There you go.
In separate places have had a killing from where they sneak from under a bed.
Yeah. It's true.
Right?
It's a common tactic. Always check under your beds.
It is. I agree.
Well, you check under the bed and the back seat.
Certainly for a guard.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because you can see the pipes, man. There's no way. And especially after you see fucking Billy. He's like 6'3", dude.
And
he's a
yellow.
big dude. And yellow. Looks like the guy from Sin City.
Practically looks like he would glow in the dark.
Oh, we should put him in black light, right?
Yes.
He'd glow. It'd be awesome.
But yeah,
he'd be the life of the rave, man. He got in the wrong fucking shit. Should have just went out and partied, done a bunch of acid.
Okay, so I did just cheat and look at my notes, guys.
Okay.
We definitely we got it a little bit out of order. Doesn't matter. Like we said, doesn't matter. As long as you guys
I'm proud of us for getting this far without fucking it up.
But so yeah, the at this point though, Billy has killed the guard, so we know he is out of
our candy cane kill, which brings us our beer.
This would have been when we cut back to see Megan die.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But that's fine, because all it really proves is that the movie, even more so than what we told you guys, reinforced the fact that Billy couldn't have killed Megan.
Yeah.
Because you literally watch him have killed the person.
Yeah, there's no way. Dude, there's no, unless he's fucking Goku, instant transmission.
Again, Claire couldn't have been either.
Right?
That's the way this movie messes with your head about
it
when
fucks
things
with
could
your
happen.
perception of time.
Yes, it does.
So you won't think that there's two killers.
It's good.
Instead
really
of
good.
Like making it logically make sense and then just like the big twist. It's like, no, we're gonna fuck with your perception of time. We're gonna keep jumping back and forth.
Now, the main reason I even wanted to mention that we did miss that beat is because the way the movie plays is as soon as the Megan thing is finished, we see the second killing at the sanitarium. And so I wanted to make sure people understood.
Poor Santa.
The movie played a gap. I just wanted to make sure people knew that. Yeah.
Poor Santa.
So we'll go right back to that since we've already addressed.
He was
Megan
about to
dying.
get laid. The slutty nurse fucking be like, I'll sit on your lap, Santa.
I love the weird, like, they are trying to make like bad Santa plays.
Yeah.
Because the way he's talking,
really
the way
is.
he's acting.
You ever sit in the back of a sleigh?
Yeah. It's really funny. It's really good.
Pretty sure I saw you on my naughty list.
And with what me and you and anybody who's watched the movie already knows comes later, I almost could have swore that at first it was Billy throwing his voice. Like a la fucking Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
right?
It wasn't really the nurse walking away. It's just Billy being like, ooh.
But
to lure him down
now,
the way.
since we've already thrown all this to the wind, I'm going to tell you, we do hear phone calls later on where we hear like magic
voices, little kid voice, girl voice, big beefy man
Positive
voice.
that those are all Agnes.
I am fairly certain they are all Agnes.
Well,
how else would she have all this? She's the one who would have the cell phone
because she's in the house.
Yeah.
Well, she certainly at least had to do the first one. I
feel like Billy doesn't actually show up to the house until like
it's a weird point
like
in the movie.
Eve gets killed.
And I only think since we're already doing this, let's just stop and do this, right? So that way we won't have to worry later.
Yeah.
I think Billy only made one of the phone calls. And it's because there's one phone call that stays solidly male voice the entire
time.
That's
where he
it.
tells him to get out of his house.
Every other phone call, Agnes
shifts around.
And she pretends to be Billy.
And she says things that she's probably overheard other people in the house say. Like, I'll bury it in your head. The hatchet.
And she says things that she definitely heard. Because if you think about the things that... Well, let's wait until we get to the first phone call. I don't want to get too far ahead. It's close. Yeah,
it's coming up. Billy just escaped. He kills the Santa Claus.
Right. He kills
and then dresses up as the Santa and carries the body outside in the sack.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I'm glad you said that. This is that first shot where I was saying this dude, Robert Mann, the guy playing fucking Billy, is crazy with the this is the cardboard cutout.
Because Santa's standing there eating the candy cane and he just does the creepy fucking
from the dark door. It's literally just like he stood up at an angle, which is why again got that cardboard cutout.
We listened to the director's commentary. It actually has a cardboard cutout. I just kind of popped it into frame.
I would not be surprised. That would be
funny as fuck.
But yeah, so this ends.
That's more Thanksgiving style though.
This ends with him totally, like you said,
just
in the Santa
blood
outfit.
splatter.
In the Santa outfit with the
hauling
bag
the
over
fucking
his
poor
shoulder.
guy. Just leaves him in a dumpster.
I love that when he gets when he's inside, you can't tell this, but when he gets outside and throws the bag in the dumpster, that the one arm was never
just
in the bag.
Straight up
he was using it
to
hold support.
Yeah,
because think about it. It would have
been just dragging the ground.
Well, it's a small detail that makes so much sense, right? Because it's that bag had a drawstring. If you had it, no matter how big that drawstring is, if you're holding a body over your shoulder, that would hurt so bad.
So you'd want to fucking drape the arm over, like you're holding the whole sack. It's it's a small detail that's kind of,
but it's
awesome.
Sense. It's so true. Like that's exactly. Again, I'm not morbid enough to say I would carry a body that way.
I think Billy's smarter than we're giving him credit for.
Definitely,
he spent all his time reading.
Well,
I don't know. Very learned serial killer.
But yeah, so like we said, those scenes were a little bit out of order. I only wanted to make sure you knew that because again, like. It is important to know that something happened in between that whole prison or sanitarium. We keep saying prison.
Asylum?
Yeah, he was never arrested. He went straight to sanitarium.
Yeah, because he's crazy.
But now we get to go back to the house. This is technically officially the first time you can believe anything that is happening at the house could be Billy.
Yeah.
Is after this, because we don't know how far away the sanitarium might be from the house, right? We know he's officially out of the sanitarium.
On his way.
Back home.
If this was Halloween, fucking Dr. Loomis is like, he's going home.
Well, and that's the important thing to talk about. This is when we finally get the official confirmation that the sorority house is
Billy's house.
Home. Because this is when we get the conversation you thought happened before.
Oh, yeah, where Mrs. Mack is like, we can't start until we have Billy's present.
We're finally back downstairs after...
We've gathered as many people as we can.
Megan took her detour to the attic and dumb shit.
Her detour to hell?
Yeah, essentially. And so now is the point where...
I don't know, she was a good person. Probably heaven.
I mean, yeah, we don't know it. Like we said
That's
about
fair. I don't know. I'm being nice again.
Don't know anything.
I want to be nice to these bitches. They're pretty.
And that's fine. But we really, I'll just be the reminder that most of them we have
Shane over here being a realist.
No idea about anything.
It's true. She could have been an absolute bitch. She could have killed puppies in her free time for all we fucking know.
Well, and again, since we've already alluded to this, the movie never tells us either about the timeline. All we hear is Kyle say this happened in the past. Maybe the video did yesterday. Maybe she is a willing person cheating on her sorority sister's
boyfriend,
cheating with her sorority sister's boyfriend against her
that's
behind her back. We don't
know.
know.
I guess they didn't want us to get too attached to anybody because they're all gonna die.
So, like I said, that's neither here nor there. Let's get let's get back to this conversation downstairs. Like you said, Mrs. Mack is now being like, this is when we find out. I think this is nuts. Go ahead.
Yeah, she fucking.
It's Billy. We got to get it.
Yeah, it's Billy's present. We do it every year.
This is insane to me.
Why?
Heather says it. This is when we find out Heather is religious.
Because she's like, I don't agree with this pagan ritual of buying a present for a serial killer.
Well, and then Lauren
jumps in with like, all Christmas is paganism.
This
and blah,
is such a college kid thing.
Yeah, she just goes through like every basic thing.
If you went to college, I don't care if you went for 2 weeks, you met this kid.
Yeah.
You met this kid. I'm not even saying there's something wrong with this
How's
kid.
that Psychology 101 class doing? Yeah. It's a day 3, but I understand how the whole world works.
You know, like, I'm not even saying that I disagree with things this kid is saying.
They're all technically correct.
I'm not Christian,
and
they are stolen.
I study history. There are
Christmas ceremonies
100%
were stolen from Celtic things. But I'm just making the point that if you went to college,
everybody steals from everybody.
You met this kid.
This bitch.
You met the one that wants to make a point and be snooty about it, right? Like, not just telling you, but wants to be snooty
just
about it.
Just to piss on somebody else's religion or whatever. The
Just,
thing you're into, this is why it's stupid.
Just yucking somebody else's yum.
Yeah.
Right, for no reason.
And she's half drunk by this fucking point, too. Like, she's like on her second bottle of fucking wine.
So far, we have seen, like, Claire was drinking while she was doing her gift in the opening.
Yeah.
And then we come downstairs and, like, literally anytime you see a downstairs in that lobby scene,
fucking Lauren's got a fucking
Dana is always drinking. Lauren is she's our drunk girl. She's always drinking.
Here in like a minute,
Mrs. Mack is always drinking.
Dude, Lauren's hardcore. Here in like 5 minutes, she takes a shot and then chases it with the wine.
We'll get to that when we get to that. But the point here is that the tequila is, since you brought it up already, that's got to be Mrs. Mack's.
It has to be. She's the only one that can afford tequila in this house.
Well, that is in a nice
decanter bottle.
Like, there's no way that's hers.
She's got that Patron or what's the one in the fucking like blue and white vase bottle?
I know
the Don Julio or whatever.
Yeah. But so again,
$300 a bottle.
These people are definitely downstairs getting wasted because it's Christmas and they had nowhere to go. Because
there's like a fucking blizzard going on outside.
That's the important thing to mention. It is Christmas. We blew past that
it is Christmas Eve.
No, it's Christmas Day.
Oh, is it?
The sanitary. Oh, I'm glad we stopped then.
I thought it was Christmas Eve.
We need to get back on track after this, but I'm glad that we stopped here to say it. When in the sanitarium, Simple Tim, as you wanted to call him, or whatever you said, right?
I love Simple Tim.
Okay. Simple Tim is going down the hall, right? And he calls every single person.
Merry Christmas from
Happy
whatever.
Holidays.
Yeah.
But even if you wanted to be like, oh, but you can say Merry Christmas throughout the month, right? And you're still not sure. Do you know which one lets you know it definitely is Christmas Day? One of the crazy people in the place thinks he's Jesus Christ. And instead of Merry Christmas, what does he say to Jesus Christ? Happy birthday. And so if it's happy birthday to the guy who thinks he's Jesus,
and he starts spitting a sermon back at him. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So if it's happy birthday to Jesus, it is December 25th.
Right.
This is the
happy
night.
Birthday, Jesus.
So this is the night of Christmas. Like, it is Christmas night.
I missed that. I just laughed that there was a Jesus.
Yes. But it is very important. So this is Christmas. This is Christmas. The night of Christmas. This is
Christmas.
So I guess maybe it does make sense that they were making fun of like Claire and some of the other people because you already missed Christmas with your family. So what the fuck does this day matter?
Right.
Maybe that was the joke. Not joke, but maybe that's why they were all like
kind of
so
pissy
stupid
about it.
Right? It's so stupid that you'd go home now. Right?
Christmas is over, bitch. Like, you're going to show up on the 26th.
We need to get back on track, though, now. Now that we've done this. So they're downstairs. They're giving a present to Billy. Heather is religious. Heather says, fuck no, I'm not giving him a present. That's weird.
Lauren does her bullshit.
Stereotypical
So Heather's like,
bullshit.
fuck this, I'm going home. Goes to go pack her shit. And we run into Eve.
For the first time. And again.
And I guess Eve was Heather's Secret Santa?
The first and technically only time. And she is our first of many red herrings.
She is such a red herring.
And the only, again, you guys,
she is so creepy.
You guys know me. I'm the one who's usually telling Bo, like, let's commit to the not telling him till the end. We have to talk about this one because this is one of those timey-wimey things.
Yeah.
I have to tell you now, because if I don't tell you now, it won't make sense when I try to mention it to you later. We get set up later on that Agnes, who is doing these killings, and they think they're trying to set up right now. Even right now.
Yeah, you're trying to tell you, like, they want you to think that Eve is Agnes.
But you've never even met Agnes in the movie.
Right?
We've seen her, but you've not heard
We haven't
the
even
name.
had the phone call yet.
You don't know anything.
We have not gotten backstory. We haven't even had our first flashback yet, but they want you to think this is going to be Agnes.
And one of the things that I want to make sure people know that that's true, Agnes is supposed to be missing an eye, and we'll address that when we get there. I just want you to know that
is a thing.
True. And they go so far into making you think Eve is Agnes that even right now, you don't even know who Agnes is, and you definitely don't know that she's missing an eye, but they make
You
sure
don't even know her name's Eve yet.
We don't know anything. They make sure that when they do these weird zoom ins on her face and her glasses, that if you look
they
at
are magnified.
But one of them is more magnified.
Right?
To
It makes like
sure
she
you
has like
think.
one Coke bottle fucking sized lens.
And so it's the kind of thing where they're psychologically trying to play with your head, right? Because
this
when
whole
you
movie is
think back
subversion.
on the scene, you might like not even like consciously, like subconsciously, you might remember that.
I did when I was watching it. I was like, she's gonna be something later
and so again,
on.
like seeing the eye big like that, just subconsciously.
I was
later,
shocked that she ended up
like,
dead later. I was like, oh
yes,
fuck.
yes. So your flashback thought about her, like when you're trying, like, you get it,
And she has the weird off yellow gloves, like just to sell it even more.
And again, right now we've not even been told that,
right? Not even told that, but they're showing you anyway.
We've seen his yellow skin, but nobody's addressed it yet.
This movie gets so much shit, dude.
I
They
don't know.
worked really hard on it.
I love this.
I think it's great.
This kind of storytelling,
right?
I love every bit.
You gotta
of this.
pay attention to every small fucking detail,
And
or
again,
watch it 4 times.
I feel bad for our fans because I feel like this is
We're all over the place.
This is gonna be such a hard episode to listen to
follow,
and it's not our fault. We're trying our best.
If they've watched the movie before they listen to us, they know what we're talking about.
But so during this conversation with Eve, she is wearing yellow gloves. Nod to our yellow skinned dude.
Yeah.
Much like could be sister. Again, we'll get to that.
She gives Heather a present. And it's
Wrapped
wrapped in newspaper. And later we find out that that's the same.
Well, and we technically
same year. Even.
Oh yes, but technically we've even already seen that Billy gives newspaper wrapped presents
because he gave one to the guard.
Fuck me.
So even more, you're supposed to think they're connected somehow.
Fuck me.
My only problem with this is like it's a nice little like unicorn statue, and Heather's a bitch about it. I would have been stoked to get this thing. It looks cool as fuck. It's a little unicorn head.
Oh wait, dude, we jumped the gun a little bit.
Oh, did we? God damn it! See, fuck this movie.
We did the flashbacks
as
first.
I just said. I love this movie.
We did the flashbacks first, and then Eve shows up.
Oh, god damn it!
But that's how quickly that scene is playing out.
Right?
Like it's so tight. It's fine. It don't matter. We can do the flashback because the first flashback doesn't cover up until Agnes, so we still don't meet Agnes.
Yeah, we still haven't met Agnes because
before what we're talking about. So that's fine. So yeah, the first flashback I can cover easy. The first flashback finally sets up for us.
This is Mrs. Mack telling us this.
This was when they mentioned Billy for the presents.
Yeah.
Because that conversation before we saw Eve come down the stairs was, oh, so Santa's the Santa thing.
Yeah.
Santa's just like Billy then, right? Because he's watching us and creeping in our house.
Yeah, but the difference is that Billy didn't break in.
Yeah. Sorry,
like
guys.
The hint that this is Billy's house.
Yes. And so then we hear this flashback.
Yep. 1970.
That this is Billy's house.
Yep.
Yeah, 1970.
The only reason I remember that is because of the ornament.
Baby's first Christmas.
When she smashes it into the crib.
Not yet.
All right. I'm
Baby's.
jumping.
I know. Baby's first Christmas. I know. It's because you feel bad because we need to catch back up. Yeah, but we can quick.
Yeah.
Baby's first Christmas, 1970. It's important to note. So 1970 is the year he was born. This is his first Christmas. So he
71.
What? No, he was born in 70, and this is his first Christmas in 70.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? You can have your first Christmas before you turn 1.
I'm dumb.
Most kids...
Oh, no, you're born, so obviously the next year is your first Christmas.
Jack's first Christmas was literally when he was 2 weeks old.
Mine was like when I was 2 months. I was born in September.
But you see what I'm saying? Come on now.
I'm dumb. I already admitted.
But so it's 1970. He is born that year. It's only important because later on we really need to pay attention to some of this timeline.
Yeah, some of the dates.
Because
they show them to you.
Yeah. So 1970, he was born. We see and finally get told yellow skin is a thing.
He has like some weird liver disease.
Well, they don't even say liver. They just say he has something.
Disease.
Mom and dad hate each other. I guess they hated each other before. But
and then the yellow baby made it worse. Way worse because mom is such a cunt.
Dad is a Vietnam vet. I don't know why that's important, but it is. Tells us, so I'm going to tell you.
It keeps coming up.
He shows the lighter off a few times.
Yeah,
it's
a nice lighter.
Yeah, it is.
Case on.
Yeah,
I mean, surviving that shit, respect.
But I don't think it's important to the story.
It's really not. You could have just left it out.
Are they trying to insinuate that Agent Orange is what made the kid
yellow?
If it's not something like that, I don't get it.
Or if you want to like do like deep psychological fucking dive. The dad ran, right? And the kid was born yellow because he's a coward.
Stop. Too much. Too much.
Too much? All right.
Because he's supposed to be a...
That's one of those like pretentious fucking channels.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a war hero. I mean, that's going too far.
That's what one of those like super deep like
the lighter is his one of his like...
Yeah,
medal.
You wouldn't give a guy a medal for running or a lighter, even like one of your team.
Yeah. So again, we know that we need to stop this. So,
kids born yellow, dad Vietnam vet, mom hates him.
Now is the ornament though. Like the scene just sets up for us. She's hated him since he was a baby. She grabs this Christmas ornament,
smashes it with her hand, just
over the crib.
She just like wants the baby to fucking get cut.
Then we immediately jump to 5 years later, right? 1975.
Yep.
So he is 4.5. You get what I'm?
Yeah, he's not that old.
He's not 5 yet because it is his 5th Christmas, but he is not 5. So he is still quite young, making cookies.
Yep, Mom for Santa.
Has fully lost it at this point.
She is just a drunk at this point.
She's belligerent.
Why would you do that? Don't you know Santa's dead? The Russians killed him.
Fuck, thank God the dad is still there.
Yeah, the dad's
thank
like,
God
don't listen to her.
She did not run him off. Well, I mean, maybe not. He gets it rough in a minute. But thank God for this kid right now, right? That she had not scared the dad
At this
off.
moment, you're like, well, at least he has his dad.
This guy.
The dad is a decent guy.
The dad's like, shut up. Don't listen to her.
Don't listen to her. Go up to your room. There's something special for you.
This is when we see... This is where that special little hidey hole originates
you
from.
feel like
it's
him and his
like
dad, like it's a secret between him and the dad.
The prison, right?
Yeah.
It reminds you of the hole in the prison because right now this is the first time. It's the first time we get told that there is one in the house.
Right.
Is this, and so it's our reminiscent to the prison.
He pulls out the present wrapped in newspaper.
And what is it?
Oh, it's so cool. I want this. It's an Apollo Soyuz capsule fucking model, and they like link together.
So dope.
Oh, dude, his dad's awesome. I love his dad.
Unfortunately, now that you say that, while this moment is going on, literally the background noise as he's opening this present and looking at it.
Mom's boyfriend has shown up.
Well, even before that, it is literally like this is how I think it's to prove how much of a setup it was.
Yeah.
Is that before the boyfriend shows up, it's literally just still mom and dad arguing.
Yeah, he's like, why the fuck would you be like that? Let the guy have his Christmas.
He's your kid. You gotta at least give him this.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
And then in the middle of the fight, another guy comes in.
Who the fuck is this?
Oh, this is your new boyfriend?
Oh, you know what? I'm a Vietnam vet. I'm supposed to be afraid of a guy with a fucking hammer? Bring it the fuck on, which I agree with.
But unfortunately for him, the guy did get
the best of him. And dude, it's fucked up just like because Billy's like crawls through the wall and like... No, he crawls outside into the hallway
for this one. Yeah,
he looks under the door, sees his dad getting smashed with the fucking hammer.
He sees every bit of it. He sees his dad hit the floor.
Right.
bag on his head.
Dad looks right at him.
And this is one of those things too where
Mom's just like casually sitting in the background if you pay attention.
my favorite part about this, and it goes back to like we've said, like the timey-wiminess of how they tell their story, right?
Yeah.
At this point in the movie, you're not thinking about the fact that Billy, the adult, has still not done any of the killings that we've seen in the sorority house.
Yeah,
right?
like you're supposed to think he has.
So the only killings we've seen with a bag on the head have not been Billy. But as soon as you see this part where you see his dad with the bag on the head, you're like, oh, so these killings
that's why he
it's
does
a psychological thing. But he's not done
Yeah,
it.
no, Agnes is the one putting bags on the head. I didn't even fucking think of that until just now.
Mind blowing.
Holy shit.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. In my
your
notes,
it says
somewhere. Hang on, let me look. Yeah, no, it says bag on the head shit. I was like, no, that's why he's doing the bag on the head, because that's how his dad died. Fuck, you don't think about it, because he's not even at the fucking house yet. The first people Billy kills, I'll spoil it right now, I feel like is Mrs. Mack and Heather in the car. Yeah. Those are his first kills.
I agree.
And that's like an hour into the movie.
So you get my point, though.
Yeah.
This movie does such a good job. And again, like you've said, how can people not like this? This movie does such a good job at this type of thing.
How did it get shit on, dude? Like, you go, like, look, and people are like, this one sucks. This one's awesome.
I think they're not paying attention to, like, the dope
first
level
one was
of
cool.
telling the story.
Mostly because I feel like there was more boobs in the first one.
Well, and it was just, it started a franchise.
Yeah.
It started, like, that whole concept of it.
The first one's like horny teenager movie. This one's actually more of like a fun-ass movie, and they're trying to subvert every second of it. Like, no, we don't want you to know who is actually killing people. Is it Eve? Is it Kyle? Fuck, here in a second. Is it Leia who fucking, or Lee? Is it Lee? Lee who shows up.
It's too much.
Every time you turn around, you're like, it might be this person. You don't know.
I love this movie.
This is I feel bad. We went all the way through October with these kind of like half-assed horror movies, and then here at Christmas we show up to a real one.
But let's get back to it. So again, he died. Dad's gone. Now's when it gets crazy. So Billy runs upstairs. He's like freaking out. And he's trying to hide. He goes to his closet,
his safe space.
Then he goes to the hole, because when he's by the hole, he hears
the scraping,
them underneath the house
burying Dad.
And so then he realizes, wait a minute, I can break this open.
Yep.
Breaks it open further.
I can move through the fucking walls and shit.
And make it all the way down to
all the way.
This is the foundation of the
they're
house.
Underneath the house. They're in the crawl space.
And so we see them, they're burying him, and then Billy makes too much noise while he's watching.
I can see him.
And he runs.
He does this cool climb. He climbs up the fucking walls, busts through the floor of the fucking attic.
It's cool now.
I love how it's shot. It's awesome.
But I feel like because of this scene is why we see so much weird crawling from adult Billy later.
Yeah, because he's just used to doing it.
And I don't like that.
No.
But right now, I agree. It looks dope. It looks creepy.
It's
this yellow-skinned child running through the... Yeah.
Do you know the little kid Billy's awesome in this movie, dude? Yeah. He's fantastic.
And he usually gets to rock the glow-in-the-dark skin, too.
Right, because it's super yellow. Yeah. I guess it faded as he got older. I don't know.
But so, yeah, we see, though, he makes it upstairs to the attic. But this is when we finally get that part of the urban legend that was true, right? When he gets to the attic, it wasn't that he had always been locked in the attic. It was
he just kind of got trapped in there.
Well, now that mom and stepdad, quote unquote, that's what they say the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm
because as soon as he comes in, the mom's just like, he's gonna be my husband.
Well, and he throws out the first time we hear this, she's mine now.
She's my family now.
Well, he doesn't say my family. But it's like an iteration of it. Yeah. He throws out he says, she's mine now. And I was like, fuck, dude.
Side note, fun episode title, You're Our Family Now.
Well, it will probably be
some variation of that.
We'll figure it out. It'll be whatever they say in the movie. We'll find it, though. Yeah, so this was stepdad is loose on what we can say.
Yeah, I
guess
so.
That's the best we got. But so the reason mom and stepdad lock him in there is not because he always was locked in there. It was because now that he got up there,
fine, you can stay there.
which is stupid though because they already know he climbed up there from somewhere that
Right.
wasn't the
He
regular
busted
attic.
a hole in the floor. He can easily just go back down. I thought that
Well, he
too.
could go out the way he came
right
down, where they
under
heard
the
him,
house,
under the
get
house.
outside.
He could go back to his old bedroom.
Right, he can do whatever the fuck he wants.
They're stupid.
They never went and looked in that closet and saw the fucking hole. Oh yeah, they're drunks. They drink a lot.
That's the best we can get, is that they're drunks and they drink a lot. Now we stop this flashback. We stop.
That's
seeing
it. He's
stuff
locked
from
in
them.
the attic.
And this
is
good.
where we
it's
get
good
our.
that we stop this for a little bit right now, because I don't want to get into the heaviness yet.
Oh God, hang on.
Don't. We got time. We don't even need to mention. Well, look, when we get there, we get there. There is heaviness coming.
Can we
guys.
gloss over it? Maybe.
I mean, we can.
I tried not to watch it.
We can say it quickly, but again, we're not even there. So I mean, we're giving too much credence. So we just need to talk.
Just
we need to talk.
Wait. Patience.
We need to leave this.
Right now, we get back to the girls. Right.
Now's when we officially meet Now's when we do Eve that we talked about when we.
Yeah.
So we don't even need to address the first part of Eve, right? So the first part of Eve, she gave the present. Everything was stupid.
And
bitch was like, I don't like that. Santa.
She has like weird, like, oh, you guys are my family, and she's super creepy. And then she like stares off into the room, and Mrs. Mack is like, oh wait, hang on, don't leave, hang on, let me get your present. And she looks down and then looks up, and she's gone.
But the paper is on the floor.
Right. It's like she left it on purpose, just to like make you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And that's it. Eve is gone. We don't see her again for like 45 fucking minutes.
Now is when we get the other flashback. And this is how we get all of the flashbacks before the phone call. This is why we were saying it's really strange. After this, we won't worry about it, guys.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, it does kind of matter a little bit, right? Like, because again, we've already given away the secrets, but it's still kind of storyline.
We haven't given away this secret.
Story, it makes sense to tell this a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So now we go back to 1982. So this is 7 years after the first time. It's important. Now we want to keep in mind this is when those years mattered, right?
You know, I'm bad at math. How old would Billy be?
12 or 11.
11 or 12?
Yes.
11 and a half?
Something like that.
All right. Keep that in mind. Everybody remember that. Continue.
Yeah, it's his 12th Christmas, and his first Christmas was when he was half a year old.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So he's 11 and a half.
He's 11 and a half. We don't even see Billy for the beginning of this flashback.
No, it's just mom and stepdad banging on the stairs.
But
and stepdad like passes out in the middle of it.
And mom curses him.
Every time. I just want to get off once.
I don't even know if she's... Okay, here's this. You're implying that that's why she said every time, because she doesn't say that. She just says every time in like huffs, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think it was that she was trying to get pregnant. I think she is literally trying to recreate her family already, and they just never outright like
even
say
worse.
It is, because it's even worse for what happens next. Because at least the way you're saying it, it's like a weird drunken carnal thing, right? Which is still
It
wrong.
made me feel better about it. It was wrong, but it made me feel fucking better.
I don't think it's
at least
that.
It wasn't like premeditated.
I don't think it's that. I think it's what I'm about to say, or what I already said. Now let's get into what happens. This is dark. This is heavy. This is disgusting.
If you excuse me for just a second, I'm going to hide my face.
So we see Billy upstairs. He's sitting in a rocking chair, right?
No, I'm not here. Go ahead. I'm hiding from you. Yeah, he's sitting in a fucking rocking chair. And mom's like...
She sneaks upstairs.
Tits out pops up through the... I did not need to see this particular lady's tits.
Wait, and she's still wearing the thing?
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad.
And then she drops it.
Right in front of fucking Billy, who
jumps
again is 11 and a half.
On in a rocking chair.
And then it just cuts 9 months later. There's a little half yellow baby.
Yes.
Slightly yellow.
I feel like
there's something off with like the color
a little bit, but I feel like they definitely are not trying to insinuate they're the same color.
Yeah,
right?
but
like,
she's slightly yellow.
She's normal enough to pass.
That hint of
inbred.
She's
normal enough to pass, and the reason that's important to say is because the
mom's
very
happy
next
about
thing we
it.
see is the mom looking up, and she says the line,
"She's my family now."
Maybe we did miss the phone call. I feel like
it's right after.
Is it
the phone call?
I definitely know that the "She's my family now" was a line from the phone call.
Yeah, but then it makes sense because it's after the flashback and then the phone call.
No, but the phone call says lots of things that we don't hear first.
That's fair. All
I
right,
was
maybe
like,
we did it in the
your
wrong order.
reasoning for why that makes sense doesn't make sense for how this movie plays. I can't check, so I'll take your word.
Nope. Anyway,
It
at
doesn't
some
really
point, there's a
matter.
phone call, the first phone call, and it's super creepy. Kelly even plays it on the fucking like speakerphone, and it's all like, at first it's just heavy breathing, and then it turns into all the fucking, get out of my house. Where's Agnes? And fucking
Lots of things that are referenced
like
later.
especially the subtitles. It's just like imitating fucking Agnes, literally in the subtitles.
I feel like then that means that maybe we definitely missed something. Mainly for the fact that I feel like we hear the "Where's Agnes" the first time before we ever even knew there was a baby.
Yeah, probably.
It's okay. Don't.
Eh.
If we fixate, we're gonna make this bad, but we
right.
don't need to fixate. We just need to keep going. The point is, the movie's confusing.
It is. It bounces back and fucking forth, but
that's our focus.
Long story short, Agnes is Billy's daughter via his mom. Which on the second viewing, this is where I was just holding my notebook up, just like, nope, don't want to watch it.
That's what I was gonna say. I would say right now, at this point is the point where I say we don't need to worry about where the jumps are.
No.
Right now, let's just worry, because again, it was only important because we wanted to keep the surprise that not only is Agnes the sister, because we've been saying that,
she's also the daughter.
It is his inbred family.
And it's fucked up, and Daddy's on his way home because he escaped from the asylum.
So from this point on, like I said, if we miss like a beat of when things were told, doesn't matter.
We can just kind of go through it,
we can broad stroke it from here. We've spent so much time
Kyle shows up in a minute.
We've been so much time being delicate with how we tried to make sure this beginning part got told. We
wanted to make sure everybody understood how fucked up it is and how we got to two people.
Well, and again, you would agree with me. Right now is the point where we're basically almost at the 45 to hour mark in the story, right? It's only an hour and a half long story.
Right. It takes so long.
So much of it is what we
we did.
We're not doing it.
People start dropping like flies from this point on.
Exactly. Right now,
after the fucking the first phone call and shit, they're like,
because let's get back on track.
Kyle comes, right?
Well, before that, the first thing we need to make sure, if we're going to try to get a little bit back on track from where we went too deep and tried to make sure people understood the
minutia.
Intricacies. Well, because again, I think it's important for the weird timey. They needed to understand how they set up some of that timey-wimey shit.
Yeah,
because it's dope. It's so cool.
It is. It cuts back and forth, but now we have the full story.
But now we've got everything. We know everything.
Almost. There's one more flashback, but this is where Kyle fucking comes in.
Is it Kyle first?
I think so, because they after that they go and fucking look for fucking Megan because she still hasn't come back downstairs. So they go upstairs, and then Kyle's in the fucking room, and he's trying to hide the computer.
Yeah, no, that's true. But the reason they went to Megan's room is important. That first phone call, the thing that we're not sure where. Oh,
it was from Megan's phone.
It came from Megan's phone. That's what I was.
That's what it is. All right,
that's why I was trying to slow you down for. Is that we need to make sure they know that, because
that's why they went looking.
Well, and it's the first phone call that does that. We've told them already, that's what Agnes does. But this is the first one. This is the first time she uses a dead person's phone.
So they
call the house.
So then they go up to Megan's room because it came from her phone, right? And they go to open the door, and fucking Kyle's in there because he's trying to delete the porn video off of her computer or something.
No. So, okay, now that we're here, I think we can finally address exactly what happened, because
why Kyle's such a dick.
And it takes a couple. Well, the reason I think we can address it is because the movie doesn't get super specific with it, so I think we need to make it make as much sense as possible. Kyle showed up not to delete the video off her computer, because that's what they want you to think, right? That somehow she has, he maybe sent the video to her to taunt her. No, because we do find out that it's just online. Not yet, but we do find out it's just online. The only reason I would bring this up now is because we need to make sense of why then he would have been in the room.
Because he's
deleting her web history. And then I guess he was going to talk to her.
I guess.
Or kill her himself. You get what I mean?
Keep her silent. Don't tell her.
The main reason I want to bring it up is because I don't think they thought about it.
No.
They didn't think past, let's let him
We just need to have
surprise show
Kyle
up.
fucking
Yes.
come back, so it's one more red herring.
Right. And so, yeah, he is definitely here to be another red herring. He comes in through Megan's room. So, and again, right after Megan's phone call.
Yeah.
That wasn't Megan. That was all these weird.
The girls even ask him, he's like, is Megan in there? He's like,
it's dark.
I don't know.
No, he says it's dark. I can't see.
It's like, what the fuck? You could have said no. No would have made more sense. It's because he leads with this story of like, oh, well, I came to see you, Kelly, and I tried to sneak into your room, but your window was locked, so I broke into this one. Sure.
And they're all like, okay.
All right, man. What the fuck? What the fuck ever?
I guess that makes sense. It's important to point out everybody is in this hallway for this scene.
Yeah.
Everybody. It's weird.
It is.
That everybody is here.
But then Kyle's like, fuck you bitches.
Well, no, this is where I want to make sure everybody pays attention because it gets kind of weird. So at this point in time, Kelly goes into the room because she's trying to double check about Megan.
Yeah, see if there's any like evidence of what she's been doing.
Kyle stays
in the hallway
and then goes into the room as every other person in the fucking house goes downstairs.
She's really determined to make sure she doesn't see that video.
I know that, and I know that we know that that's what he's doing. But at what point would all of these people... He made the point that the reason he snuck in was because they wouldn't have been okay with this.
Right. He's like, your house mom would have kicked me out.
At what point would they have been now okay with it after he broke into the house?
I don't know.
You see, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, it's so stupid that they let him stay upstairs with her after this situation happened.
Especially after he gives the fucking, like, the last bit of flashback
Which is what happens while they're up there. Exactly. Yep. While they're up there, one of the things that happens, though, is, like, somebody makes a statement about fucking Billy and how they think Billy made that phone call. Because, like, they're like, Kyle, that couldn't have been Kyle. Did you hear that voice?
Yeah. He's like, fuck you bitches. I live here. You don't know the story of Billy.
Damn. This is going to be such a horrible episode because of how this movie is. That means we missed 2 phone calls because that means
there was another phone call. God damn it.
This is the phone call the first one came from Claire's phone.
Yep, and then the second one came from Meg's phone.
The first one had
God damn it.
So again, it doesn't matter. I'll tell everybody what matters. First phone call is the one that had tons of stuff not mentioned at all. So it was the first time you hear Agnes, even though we don't know who she is. It's the first time you hear the
what have you done, Billy?
Yes. It's all these things that you don't know anything for.
Yeah.
Second phone call is one I think is the only one was Billy. Because the second one's all man, which is why Melissa makes the statement, Kyle didn't make that phone call.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like him at all.
Yeah. Now we're back on track. This is because she says that that there's no way that could have been Billy. That's when Kyle says, Billy, you mean Billy Lynn's?
This guy who did this? And then we get our next flashback.
So, sorry. Now we can get now we're fully there. This last flashback is the one that's important. This is the flashback where we find
Billy snaps
what happened in the past. And it is an important time for me to bring up something else that I didn't necessarily think of entirely, but I definitely felt a little bit when we talk about our red herrings, right? Up until now, the woman you see in the flashbacks also has a weird resemblance to the sorority mom, Mrs. Mack.
Yeah.
And if you're not paying attention, it's real easy for them to keep saying Billy killed his family and you not necessarily think that means like everybody. Because family is a broad
all of them.
Right? Maybe it wasn't everybody. Or maybe the mom survived. Because think about how it's weird. Like you said, Mrs. Mack had the first story. Right?
Yeah.
We're about to meet Lee and find out that Mrs. Mack has been in charge of the building since 93. Right after this all happened. She's been giving presents to Billy since she's been in charge, which was right after Billy fucking went to prison.
That's weird.
So like I said, it's another weird
red herring,
where they're trying to almost make you think
maybe Mrs. Mack is like the mom still.
Well, she is, or like she's telling you this, and the reason the flashback kind of looks like hers because she's kind of trying to tell you that it's her. Like
after what Billy does to Agnes, she started a sorority house.
Something weird. But this is when you officially get that definitely isn't what happened.
This is
because-
our first eye thing,
well,
too.
this is our first eye thing. This is when, like you said, the deaths ramp up.
Yeah, dude, everybody starts dying after this
They
point.
show us this flashback of the deaths from Christmas past.
God damn
and
it.
it's over from there.
Dude.
So we see Billy gets a present on Christmas
It's a telescope.
1991. It's important to also mention the day because that means Billy is 21.
Yeah.
It means Agnes is 9
Something
years
like
old.
that, yeah.
Jesus Christ. So Billy gets the telescope, which is a great present, but the card
But
says...
what
the
do you
card-
do with it when you're locked in an
Well,
attic?
he had a window. They showed him open it.
Get 3 inches of sky.
The problem was the card to Billy from mom.
Please try and be
stepdad,
good.
Try to be good. I think that just blew him away.
Go
Made him
fuck
upset.
yourself.
They killed his dad.
Yeah, and you
And
tell
they act like
me to
he's
try
the
and
problem,
be good,
right?
Good,
I think that's-
fuck all of you.
And so he snaps.
It doesn't help that he takes this telescope and looks across the street at the
and sees the happy
legitimate
family.
happy
Happy
family.
Yeah, so he snaps at this point. When he snaps, he goes ballistic.
He fucking tears fucking shit Agnes's eye out.
Wait. We need to do this
Oh, in
justice,
sequence.
the way
Okay.
this happens, because this is beautiful, dude. We see not so beautiful Christmas downstairs after the beautiful Christmas across the street.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking mom is
Literally, did you
so
notice-
excited.
Well, stepdad, who again,
is passed out on
Agnes
the
thinks his
couch.
dad,
Yeah.
right now. It's important to make that clear.
Yeah, thinks his dad.
Did you notice the bong on the table? There was a bong.
I didn't
Watch it
notice
again.
the
There's a
bong.
bong on the table
Nice.
as he's passed out on the couch.
Smoked too
In
much.
the but in the middle, it's supposed to be family Christmas. Bong on the table.
Right. Daughter's
Agnes
like
opening up
9-year-old sitting right here.
She opens up this present. I guess this is crazy because it does say as seen on TV, which for a 91 means it probably was an expensive present. This
Yeah.
is before that was like a joke thing to
I was a
see
little
on a box.
confused at this on why the little girl wasn't happy
She did
about
not
it.
seem to care, but I don't get it either.
Yeah.
It seemed weird, right?
Weird.
But so yeah, she opens the present. She didn't like it, but then she hears fucking Billy upstairs.
Is that Santa Claus?
Is that
his reindeer? There is nothing up there. You shut the fuck up.
you don't mention it ever again.
Just take your goddamn present. Fucking
Do you
totters
want a
off with her
cookie?
vodka.
This is when we get the cookie from the
Oh.
phone call. You want a cookie? You're like my cookie.
I
I
could
could just eat
gobble
right
you up.
Yeah, do weird fucking shit. Then the phone rings.
And this is the thing you could do. You could call your own number back in the day. So all Billy did was just grab one of the other phones and call his mom downstairs.
But at first she doesn't know that. She's just like, hello?
Hello? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas?
Hey, Merry
Remember,
Christmas.
She never would have said that before.
That's right. Yeah.
It's important. Like, even though she still hates Christmas, like, she's still a shitty person.
She is.
she's
She's
still
a
a shitty
terrible
mom.
fucking person.
But she's still at least not shitting on everybody's Christmas. But that's how she used to be to Billy.
At least she's not telling Agnes Santa's dead.
Right? Then she realizes it's Billy, and Billy says to her,
She's my family now.
what?
They run upstairs into the fucking attic.
Like, she runs to the living room. She wakes up fucking stepdaddy. They both
Yeah,
start
Agnes is
freaking out.
gone.
They both start freaking out. Where's Agnes? Again, one of the phone lines.
Yep.
Where's Agnes? What did you do with her? Another one of the phone
Billy,
lines.
what have you done?
Another one of the phone lines. It's so, again, it's payoff after payoff
Right.
after payoff. If you were watching a season of Lost, this is like season 7, giving you all the fucking
Answering literally everything.
you know, like, this was that moment where you're like, oh my god,
That's what the door was for.
yes, dude, it is that moment, right? Like, it's so good. But so then though, they run up to the attic, they peek their head in, and they're like, he's not here, and they hear something downstairs. Look, I want to say right now, before we start addressing what happened downstairs,
Okay.
if Billy had just killed mom and stepdad, I would have no problem with Billy as a person.
No, I totally fucking get it. Completely.
As we started this conversation with, Agnes is 9 years old.
Yep.
I don't care that she's your kid. I don't care about the Oedipus fucking shit that led to this happening.
Nice.
That's a good way to say it without
Yeah,
getting dirty.
Oedipus complex.
But I don't care about any of that, right?
Yep.
She was a 9-year-old unwilling fucking participant.
It's not her fault.
in any of it.
Not her fault.
She did not ask to be born that way.
Nope. She didn't even know about it up to this point.
Okay, now that we've said that, we can address what's happening. So he has taken her back downstairs where she was originally, put the bag over her head like they did his daddy.
And is now tearing her goddamn eye out.
Why is the eye important
I
now?
don't know, because it's gross.
Because his daddy didn't lose an eye.
Yeah,
like
nobody
this.
tore Dad's eye out.
From this point of the movie on, if you have, this is the point where it's
Yeah,
like, if
from
you have
this
an eye
point-
issue,
Just don't.
It's bad.
Tony from Hack the Movies. I know you hate eye stuff. Don't watch this movie.
it's bad.
It is. It's terrible.
But yeah,
It's,
so
it is so gross. He pulls her fucking
through
eye
the back,
out
through the
through
back.
and then
Eats it.
eats it, and it pops like a fucking grape.
Mom and stepdad freak out. Stepdad comes running at him. He gets
Again with the eye,
He gets the sharp ass fucking ornament.
right?
This ornament looking like the same type of thing that was
The
given
unicorn
by
thing?
Eve.
Yeah.
This is why I mentioned, and this ornament I do think is the same ornament that was in the attic and used to kill Megan.
Yeah, it might be.
Because think about it.
Yeah.
We see that tons of shit from when Billy lived in
Was
the
there
house
is
is
still up
left
in the attic. I mean,
even
like,
though-
what do you do? That's what you do. You just throw shit in the fucking attic.
But so you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
maybe it was even that same one, but it is definitely meant to be reminiscent. It's why it's why Eve was a red herring.
Yeah.
It's the ornament was an extra touch. But yeah, so we see like stepdad is now gone.
Mom just starts screaming, and he chokes her out with the fucking like Christmas lights,
Drags her.
and just not even beats her to death. This is like a full 2 minutes of dude just smashing her with a rolling pin. He has a lot of fucking rage.
And then though, as if it wasn't enough,
Oh my!
when he's done beating her to death, what happens?
The cookie cutters.
To the back.
He fucking like cookie cutters bits of
Look,
skin.
as soon as you
and
see
cooks them in
right?
the
Listen to
oven.
me. Listen to me, right? We gotta say this because we watched it a bunch of times. This needs to be said. The second that cookie cutter comes down, and you can see it in frame
Yeah.
with the back at the same time, were you not instantly like, oh, fuck me about the beginning
fucking
and the
chicken makes way
Because-
more sense now.
Dude, I had no concept
Again,
or clue.
this is
Oh.
how I watched it.
Right? I had at the first time through, you have no
Hide
concept
my fucking
or
face.
clue of what the fuck that could mean.
Right. But then it suddenly dawns on you because the cops come in and find him sitting at the kitchen table with his back cookies,
Ugh.
dunking them in milk and
Yellow skinned
just
demon looking thing.
gnawing on him.
Think about it. If they didn't know, because again,
I would have shot him.
he's an urban legend now.
Yep.
Which means that now you would know the yellow skin. In 91, he had been trapped in an attic.
No one knew. I'd have shot him. I'd have thought he was a monster. Good on those cops for trigger discipline, I guess.
I will at least say though, first off, the asylum never would have given him this chicken.
That's true. They never would
Now
have
that we're
played into it. They never would have played into his
Yeah.
delusions
now
like that.
Now that we're finally here, I can say that part, right? They never would have done that. Second thing I'll say, there's absolutely no way the asylums tasted like mom's, and not just because it's chicken versus human. Did you see how crispy he had his?
They were.
Theirs just looked like fucking wontons down
Yeah,
at fucking
dude,
the
that was,
Chinese shop.
they're all soggy and floppy, dude. Like this shit was
This
like
was,
keeping
like,
shape.
there
It
was
looked
char.
like angels.
There was char.
It was burnt. It was burnt fucking skin.
They should have burnt the chicken for him.
yeah.
right?
Then it would have tasted.
I know that's
like
a
Mom.
horrible thing to point out, but I mean, and I think it's worth pointing out.
Hey
right?
man, nothing compares to Mom.
As he said, not mom's.
Mom.
Yeah. Now it all makes sense. We're all there.
Yep.
Okay, so now that we're done with the flashbacks, Kyle's a douche.
Fucking
we
Kelly
said,
finds
Kyle-
the video.
Kyle, well, again, we've mentioned it, but we need to get everybody.
Yeah.
We need to get everybody back on like the actual track. So yeah, so the Kyle's upstairs, Kelly stays upstairs. They're both looking around. While they're upstairs, everybody else because we've not even addressed this yet.
Oh yeah, Lee shows up.
Everybody else goes downstairs. Everybody else meets Lee. Lee is
Claire's
sister.
estranged sister.
Yes. Again, right now is when we find all of that out. Right?
Because she has like a monologue.
She tells everybody all of this stuff. She's the estranged sister. She used to go to this college. She was in the sorority. She lived in this house.
But she quit because she hated it.
This is like we said. This is when Mrs. Mack mentions the 93, 94. This is when it gets a little bit weird for several reasons, right? I want to mention because we just saw the flashback, 91, right?
Yep.
This was Kyle's flashback.
Yep.
Yeah? We all agree. 93. So that means that
2 years later?
not even 2 years, because that happened Christmas of 91.
Oh, yeah, so
school year of 93.
A year and a month,
right?
Basically.
School year of 93.
Yeah.
They were here as a sorority house.
That's quick.
And Mrs. Mack was the person in charge. The other reason I want to point this out is, do you recall what Kyle told them when he got mad at them and then went into the flashback? He said, "You bitches come here. You're here for a few years. And
I
you
live
think
here.
You know this place. I live here. I'm from here. I'm the one who used to play and ride bikes on the street as a kid, and we were afraid of that house, and we told this story. If this killing happened in 91, and by 93 it was already a sorority house, when was Kyle as a kid playing on the street? It would have already been in conversion to sorority house.
Right.
Almost instantaneously.
It would have already been, like, he would have always remembered it as a sorority house.
Thank you.
Your math doesn't track, sir.
Well, not his, the guy who wrote the stories.
Yeah.
I feel like the guy who wrote the story said that for Kyle and then wasn't paying attention to the time gap he gave from when the killing happened.
Unless Kyle's way
house.
older than we think.
Like I said, no, because even then, that wouldn't have been the story they told each other as kids.
Yeah, it's true.
Because the kids' story wouldn't happen until the deaths happened in 91.
Yeah, that's true. So it still wouldn't work. So, all right, that makes me feel better. He's not like 30, 38 fucking like banging sorority chicks.
No matter what, the problem here is just that they wanted to tell us that 91 is when the killings happened, but 93
is when it turned
house.
Into a sorority.
Like, that's not a big enough gap. They could have given us 5 more years.
For 2 years. For 2 years, this was the haunted house
that I rode my bike down the street of. But again,
one time when I was 12.
Because again, I'll point out the way. Think about the construction in this house. When we see Billy go up to the attic, that attic it looked run down to get to the upstairs, right? But when the sorority girls are there, it's this nice metal pole.
Yeah, it's a nice
ladder.
Little pole and shit.
They did work to that house.
It's got a different lock. It's got like a nice little latch.
So
like
again,
a brass one.
My point is that in the year and a half from when it was the murder house,
they completely renovated the place.
So when was it the street he played on?
For 6 months, that house scared the absolute shit out of Kyle when he was 12.
Now that I'm done poking fun at Kyle, again, I just
for being a pussy.
Well, I just hate him, so I had to
fuck Kyle.
Poke holes into the story.
And we find out why we hate Kyle right here.
Yes. Now we see Kyle has been taping women all the time.
All the time.
For all we know, he's got tapes of Kelly.
He says
he never addresses this. She doesn't outright ask. She only says, "For all I know, you've got some of me," which is not a question.
Yep.
She just says, "For all I know."
Yeah, you know he does.
I know he definitely does. But my point is,
I don't believe his story.
He didn't answer because he didn't get asked, right? Like, that's my point right now. She should have flat out said to him,
"Am I going to show the fuck up on here?
Have a recording of me.
If you do, you will hand that over to me now, or you will hear from my lawyer."
But my point is, because Kyle is the kind of douche he is, all she says is, "For all I know."
Yeah, no, bitch, you definitely are on there.
Definitely. And since you didn't ask him.
Because the chick in the video is Megan.
Yes. So, and since you didn't ask him, Kyle has no reason to admit it. You know, you get what I'm saying?
He's his fucking bullshit. He's just like,
he's a
douche. This is before like you and me got together, and
which
my
could
friend,
be true. We don't know.
My friend got fucking mad at me, stole my tapes. Bullshit. You run a fucking porn website where you bang sorority chicks.
That shit.
Fuck you.
He puts that shit on the line.
Yes.
Like it. The friend didn't
that
find
is
it.
How he makes money.
I hate this guy, and I believe that 100%. This is great, though. While this is going on, the only thing we need to point out that happens that's important downstairs, right, is Lauren is still drinking.
Yep, she throws up and has to go take her shower.
It happened right when the power went out.
Which is also the other...
Which is about to happen
right now.
It's the reason she saw the video. Like,
because it had the the
It was on
screensaver,
and like when
but the power went off, and it's like now you're on battery mode.
so like we said, all of this is going down right now. It's
yeah, it all
why I wanted
happens
to
at the
stop.
same time.
Instead of having to worry about cuts, we'll just tell you everything that happens, right? So the only other thing that's happening during all this that's important to talk about is that while this happens is when Dana takes Lee upstairs to Claire's room for the first time, and she gives that weird speech. Yeah, 12 years doesn't seem like that big of a gap.
But somehow she seems like she's my older sister, even though I'm the older one.
She's the one that always wanted us to do this while we still had time, while we still have time.
Yeah, that was weird.
The
Did she Yeah, like, do you know she was dead already?
Again, red herring. It's they're wanting us to.
That's fair. It's just stupid. Why would you fucking throw that in there?
The other thing I want to point out about,
I never once thought Lee was the killer.
No, I never. But the thing is, they do that. Like we said, that is like the red herring, right? Like the have.
Yeah.
The other red herring is that they show Lee again. They want you to retroactively think Eve was Agnes, right?
Yeah.
But they introduce Lee right after the Agnes flashback.
Yeah. She's right. This is immediately after Kyle finishes his story.
But the problem I have with that is that the ages wouldn't fucking line up at all.
Yeah, no, that's right.
She was in college in 93, and she says, I got there late and
I
left
quit early.
So if she got to college...
She'd be at least like 20.
20 in 93. Right? Agnes was 9
in 91. So at best she'd be in 6th grade,
so
right?
We're not talking a little bit misaligned. We're talking about there's absolutely no fucking way anybody in that room could have thought she was Agnes.
The director did such a good job at fucking just making you not think about this shit. He
lost the track of red herrings for a minute. He was just like, no, that's good.
I am going to throw so many in here. Nobody's going to know what's going on.
Yeah, so like I said, it doesn't even matter. The main point to take away from here is that everybody was in different points of the house, right?
Yep.
But as soon as Lauren threw up, all the people downstairs, so that's Lauren, Melissa, Mrs. Mack,
Lee.
No, Lee and Dana are
they're upstairs. Never mind.
And Kelly and Kyle are in the other room. So that's everybody. That's where everybody's at right now. Right?
We're all spread out.
But they all meet back up, basically, in the hallway right now. Because Lauren threw up, so they all go upstairs with her. Lee and Dana are done with that room. And Dana mentioned, I know where the power is.
Yep, it's under the under the house? Why is the main breaker under the house?
Again, why is what they went to not the main breaker?
Right, they were flipping. They were flipping a breaker box.
Is a main breaker. They meant like a conduit box, right?
Oh yeah, for like the power company
is outside.
Yeah,
not the main break.
Like out where the meter is. That's where the power company shuts your shit off.
People's kids. This just it did not make sense.
You can't get past us with this electrical shit, man.
Yeah, so they were on their way out because they had made that revelation, and she was like, "Well, if you can fix it, fix it."
Yeah,
what are you doing talking about this? Kyle and fucking Kelly come out because they had just
they're having their huge blow up.
This was insane. Kyle again, he's a douche. We know he's a douche.
Yeah,
he comes out into this hallway screaming at this bitch.
Right,
like
because she's like, "Get the fuck out!" And he's like, "Why don't you shut your fucking mouth?"
Every bitch in that fucking place. Excuse you, sir?
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of here.
He tries to talk trash to them.
Fuck like, you fucking bitches.
You don't fucking know.
Fucking Mrs. Mack pushes him down the stairs.
Like, remember, this is his defense of his actions. I didn't sell drugs. I didn't do this.
I wasn't knocking over convenience stores. I just filmed some porn.
It's not that bad.
It's illegal.
Kyle, get the fuck out
It's illegal to film bitches without their consent. Sorry, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, Kyle. Now is when we really speed up, right?
Yes.
This is so easy.
This is where people start dropping like fucking flies.
So, right now we have Dana and Lee go outside.
Yep.
To the underneath.
Yep. Dana's going to go and crawl underneath, and Lee's like, all right, I'm going to go look for my sister.
Yes, exactly.
Again.
They were going to get, that's why I wanted to point out.
Right, they were going to go together.
And at the last second, she says,
I got to find my sister Claire. You crawl under the fucking house.
So we'll deal with her first because it's easy, because it's quick.
Yep.
Right? So Lee leaves Dana. Dana says, okay, I'll go outside. This is that cigarette moment. This is also one I want to mention since we've been drunk and not paying too much attention to things. that this movie has done a lot of weird cigarette scenes. Have you noticed that? Like every time there's
cigarettes
a cigarette,
are weird.
the
in
weird
this movie.
zoom-ins and
Yeah.
like, close-ups and this is our last one though.
Subconsciously trying to like make you think evil.
I guess. This is our last one though. She comes outside, she lights her cigarette. Fucking drip.
Have you ever had this happen?
Yes,
Just that one random ass drop
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
That did you for her especially?
Yeah, it's
only
an icicle.
Only one.
Right, just drips right on the tip of her
she stopped
cigarette.
Smoking as soon as she started.
Drops it down that little hole.
This is insane. So she's going underneath the house. That's where she said the conduit
main
box,
breaker
whatever
is or whatever. It's not how it
But
works.
this hole is where she's got to go, right? And
Yep.
she starts hearing rustling underneath when she drops the cigarette. And still goes.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but my ass would have noped out.
No, her dumb ass. She goes and she lifts the thing and she stops and she's just like, Eve, I can see your breath, and then gets yanked inside. Fucking hit with the fucking claw.
Not dead immediately. I will give her credit. Other than our final girl, she's the only one who gets a good lick in.
Yeah, she does. She fucking
takes
stabs.
the
She hits her
garden
with the
hoe that
fucking
was down
go
there,
thing.
Fucking slaps it backwards, knocks her.
Doesn't-
So I'll give. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop her. We don't even see the wound on our person.
No, it's like it disappears completely.
But she does do it.
She gets a shot in. Good for
and
Dana.
nobody else other than the final girl does. So it is worth mentioning, right? Like, I mean, we gotta at least give her credit for the.
But she dies.
But while she's dying, because she's under the fucking house, we need to mention she sees the skull
Fucking dad's skull and the fucking
and the lighter.
What was wrong with the lighter?
Why was it 3 times the size it should have been?
The skull's like if you're watching on Patreon,
yes,
its skull's like this big in the shot. The lighter's like huge. It looks like one of those giant box lighters you'd have on like your fucking table as a novelty.
I have no explanation for this.
They forgot somebody stole the lighter and they had to add it in post. You think?
I
don't know, but it's giant. So. It's a huge lighter, teeny tiny skull.
None of it makes sense.
So I will give him points. The skull was all smashed and broken like you'd hit it with a hammer. I'll give him that one.
Well, and it was definitely decayed.
Yeah.
Like they did a decent job with everything that was supposed to be down
It's
there.
just that lighter fucking throws the whole fucking thing off. You're like, wow, shit, the lighter's huge.
So while all this is going on and she's dying downstairs, definitely Agnes. And this is one of those you don't even
you can clear as day. First time I watched
like
it.
you said, wispy long hair.
The first time I watched it, I was like, all right, why is Billy wearing a wig? So he's like pulling a fucking Norman Bates, dressing like his mom.
So like we said, though, it's definitely an Agnes
kill.
Yep,
definitely Agnes.
This is when, oh, shit.
God damn it. Did we forget something else?
Yeah, it's not super important, but it comes up right now. While everybody else was dealing with shit in the dark, Heather went upstairs because she was proving Eve was the one that did everything.
Yeah, she went and looked through Eve's room.
Billy's hole in the wall. And
with
then
the
found
newspaper.
What was Billy's stuff? There's no way.
Oh yeah, no. There's a picture of his dad.
Yeah. Well, and again,
that we see in the flashback,
which proves it can't be Eve's.
Yeah.
It's the eyeballs from the fucking doll that he stole.
Yep.
This was Billy's fucking shit.
Yeah, she is obsessed with fucking Billy, and she is somehow found this stuff.
Well, that's what Heather thinks.
Yep.
And there's no way though.
No fucking way.
Was just Billy's stuff.
Real life, I feel like Eve was just like the really sad, quiet girl. And like no one talked to her.
That's what it is. But what
then they throw all this shit on her.
Well, what I'm saying is again, like it was Eve's room.
It's definitely Eve's room. That's Billy's shit.
It's coincidence.
Yes,
is what I'm saying. They all apply.
They all think it's fucking Eve, but I'm just like, no, she was just like.
We
sad.
know it's not. At this point, the movie's even told us this. You know, we've already. So again, I only remembered that because we're literally about to deal with the fact that we know it's not Eve. So we needed to address the fact
that very obviously not Eve.
Heather had found evidence to maybe further prove it was her.
Yeah, because it just happens to be in her room.
That's right. So like, while all that went on, we also forgot. Man,
fuck this movie.
Kelly had never met Lee. She met Lee after the Kyle fight.
Yeah.
Then Dana went outside. Everybody's together. Lauren's taking a shower. Melissa's with Lauren. This is so confusing. I'm trying my best.
Oh my
guys.
God.
I'm remembering
with all the jumping around in this movie.
So Lauren is upstairs. Let's go ahead and deal with that, right?
Yeah.
So like at this point, Dana's dead downstairs.
Yep, dead under the house.
But Lauren and Melissa are in the bathroom because she's trying to take care of her from throwing up when they met each other in the hallway, right?
Yeah.
Lauren is throwing up in the toilet first, and then she gets told by Melissa, please just take a shower. While she's doing this, her toe hits the
floor tile, and it pokes the little eye hole out.
This is our second CG. We already mentioned the first one.
Yep.
This one's worse.
I mean, I'll give him credit. There's only like 2 real obvious CGI.
Both
I'm sure there's more, but these are the obvious ones.
They're horrible, though.
They're really bad.
This one, though.
This was the worst one.
This one is like literally a flat eyeball in the floor.
Right. It's like they took like a fucking Photoshop picture and just like superimposed it over the fucking tile.
And it's looking up through where the tile floor used to be, where she pulled the fucking tile and threw it out.
Just so we can see her take a shower.
Well, no, but it's not the shower one. That's what I was gonna say. The first one is the by the toilet one that she. Oh yeah,
where she's throwing up and she like hits it with her toe.
The second one proves why it's stupid that the first one was CG, because the second one is not.
Yeah,
CG.
it's not. It pokes it up with his finger and moves it out of the way.
It's clearly an eye through a hole looking at her in the shower. Why did we need a CG for the first one?
I don't know.
But so Lauren
they thought they needed it.
Like we said, this is when we see naked Lauren, the only person that we see a little bit of nudity from. Melissa takes her out, says, "Let me get some vomit room for you."
Yeah, get you a bucket. Here's your trash can. Go to sleep. Merry fucking Christmas.
Here we go.
And then isn't this where like you got a scene where I didn't in the version that I watched? It cuts.
Not quite yet.
Is it almost there?
Yeah. Well,
I'm still mad about it.
First, we deal with outside stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, we deal with outside stuff and Melissa dying. Then we get what you're talking. But so right now, though, she is put to bed. That's all we really need
she's
to worry
going
about.
to sleep.
Lauren is asleep. We don't need to worry about her. Now's when everybody meets up again and goes outside.
Is this where they finally find Eve's head?
Finally find Eve. So they go outside because they're all talking. They get the other call. We can't miss a phone call again.
Yep, the last phone call.
They get the last phone call. This one, Dana. So they know Dana's dying.
Yep.
Dana scream. This is clearly Agnes again because we get the slide between male and female voice. Then so they immediately go looking for Dana. Lee's like, I sent her outside.
Yeah, she was outside.
While Lee was searching through the house, we need to point out she almost went to the attic. She did not.
Yep. The scream of them finding Eve stops her from going into the attic.
I'm trying to make sure we don't miss some.
I feel like that's what happened.
It definitely is, but these cuts are fucking.
Yeah, they are. Jesus Christ! Go, please. I hope you've watched the movie. Yes. We're trying.
So we go outside. When we're outside, they split up.
Yeah.
2 of them, Lee, and
Heather go to the car.
Eve's car. Kelly and
Heather. I feel
Melissa.
like is it Melissa?
Yes.
Yeah. They go to the crawl space.
Okay. Lauren is dead.
Yep, Lauren's asleep.
Lauren's in bed. Melissa's the one that was taking care of Lauren, and so she is the one that is with.
Yeah. Okay.
Mrs. Mack is now inside by herself, which
just
is
chilling,
stupid.
Smoking a cigarette.
Most likely,
I would be.
And so Lee and Heather go to the car. They see Eve is dead. Eve's head is separated.
They're like,
"Oh,
she's sleeping in her car." Open the thing, and the head just rolls out.
While that was going on is when Kelly and Melissa see the blood on the
floor under the crawl space.
Don't check because the scream stops
and then they run back.
They finally now realize people are dead.
Yeah, and
they
then
call the police.
Finally call the fucking cops. An hour into this fucking movie, they finally call the fucking police.
And are like, people are dying. They find out nobody can come save them.
And that's just the biggest gut punch. It's like, finally, they call the fucking cops, and the cops are like, we'll be there in like 3 hours.
They're like, well, what if we try to call somebody's family? It's even further.
It's even further. They're like,
hours,
it's like
Baltimore.
Boston, right?
It's super insane.
Oh. So what do we do?
Mrs. Mack says, fuck this noise.
Let's get in the car. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Heather
we'll go to the police station.
Heather agrees with her. Let's leave.
Lee is not going to leave until she knows what the fuck happened to her sister.
Well, and then Kelly says, look,
we should stay here.
People who haven't turned up and we don't know what's
like if it was all of us, I'd agree with you.
Melissa disappears immediately right after Kelly says.
Yeah, because she's like, oh shit, Lauren.
But Kelly says we shouldn't split up, and that's when Melissa says, oh shit, Lauren.
Right. We need to stay together. Fuck Lauren, and then fucks off.
Yep. And so this is what's going on. So then they go outside, Mrs. Mack and
Melissa
Heather.
Heather. Shit.
They go outside. They die.
They die.
This was
it's
so
funny.
Crazy.
It's you always check the back seat.
Well, Miss Mack gets in her car.
Right.
It's an old school like Vista Cruiser style station wagon.
It looks like the car from Home Improvement, the one that gets like donutted.
Yeah, like I said, it's
hot dog.
Yeah, old school station wagon style. Like
it's got that big grumbly engine.
So she gets it started. She fucking kicks the door open
to let Heather in because it's frozen.
The windows are solid.
This is the second like attempt at a joke in this movie.
Yes. And
this one actually kind of lands. I'll give him this one.
Called her a stuck-up princess.
She pulls out the fucking the ice scraper, and Heather's like, "The hell is that?" She's like, "The fuck do you mean?"
Now, in all fairness, I will say it was a wire brush scraper, which is not that common.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't use that now. That's gonna fuck up your fucking windshield.
Yes, 100%.
Now we have the plastic scraper things.
But it was still funny.
It was. She just gets out of the car. She's like, fucking spoiled Southern princess.
Cleaning though, we get two things. One. Another eye.
Yeah.
Like I said, these weird eye shots.
She's looking through she's scraping the ice and she sees fucking the eye.
For the eyeball to look through.
This is Billy.
And this is dope.
Yes.
The blood
splatter.
Across the white.
Oh, it's so good. Poor Heather, though. I don't feel she deserved this shit. Like, what he just like smashes her whole fucking body because it is just blood. We
barely get to see
everywhere.
We just see the blood.
Yes,
we don't see anything that happened.
I want to know what he did to make that splatter.
What's beautiful though is that
this one is a complete.
He was going to have to jump out and chase after Mrs. Mack, right? We know it.
Yeah, he's going to have to get out of the car.
No, he's not.
No, it's
that same icicle. I swear,
the same one that put out the cigarette earlier.
Right? It
finally falls.
And
smashes fucking Mrs. Mack through the eye.
Because again, it had to be, right?
It had to be. Everything is eyes in this fucking movie.
Oh, from this point on, for sure.
Like, poor Mrs. Mack. She's the only one that just gets killed by accident.
At this point, let's see. I'm not even sure where the movie goes. I know where we should go.
Yeah.
Let's deal with Melissa and Lauren.
Yep, they're up in the room. Lauren is passed out, and Melissa
breaks in to check on her. She's like,
"Oh, good, she's
God,
okay."
You're okay.
It's actually a little funny because she's like, Lauren, everything, and she's just
drool all over the bed.
The drool.
But she's okay. Everything's good.
Everything's fine.
Poor Melissa.
Melissa hears the scream from them. Kelly and Lee falling in the blood from Mrs. Mack downstairs. So she goes outside and looks, and then she gets the bag over fucking. Dawn puts up a fight. She puts up a little bit of a fight here. Or Melissa, I'm sorry.
No,
I called her Dawn.
Okay. It's okay. That's what we both know.
She'll always be Dawn to me.
Even
Michelle Trachtenberg, I love you so much.
Way better here.
She is. I like this character better than Dawn, but you'll always be Dawn to me.
She puts up a fight. She gets I will say, not as deep of a wound as Dana.
No.
But she puts up more of a fight.
Yeah, Dana. She beats her down with the ski fucking
Dana
pole.
just had one lucky wound that was deep. Whereas Melissa puts up a fight.
Yeah, she gets the bag off, managed to get a weapon, lays in some shots, but then immediately turns stupid.
Yep.
And can't figure out a window. How do you not figure out a window? Floop. Open. Even if I get it. It was locked, but
that's it. That's all that matters.
You just flip.
Nope.
Just
not her, Bo.
One bit.
Not her.
Bloop.
Nope. She's gone.
Everybody in this movie just suddenly, randomly throughout the movie, just turns dumb as fuck.
She's gone. Like I said.
And not even gone, just this was Agnes again too, wasn't it? Because of the hair. You see the blonde hair. She grabs like fucking like ice skates, chucks them at her, and cuts the top of her head off.
I loved that.
That was awesome.
One of the cooler kills in the room.
It was. It was pretty cool. But I'm flabbergasted at how dumb she is with the window.
Now, before we go to anybody else, we'll go ahead and hit the scene. This is the scene.
This is the one. I'm so pissed. I'm so mad. I watched it on Paramount. You watched it on Amazon
Prime.
Okay. I got like the edited version. I'm so upset. I didn't get to watch Lauren die.
Yeah, so in mine, Lauren dies and you see it.
Yeah, you see it, and it's
weirdly sexual.
Up.
There's something sexual that happens.
Agnes is like finger banging her before she kills her.
And again, now that we think about it, it definitely was Agnes.
Yeah,
because it was Agnes that killed Melissa, so it has to be Agnes.
It has to be. They're in the same room.
Plus, we see her immediately after.
Yeah. And Billy's still outside.
We see her do the death part. We didn't see her during the sexual assault.
I'm so pissed. Why did I get the other fucking version?
I don't know. But so, again, we'll skate past this because we don't really want to
It's uncomfortable.
sexual assault, but there was
Always
sexual
uncomfortable.
assault. Lauren wakes up during said sexual assault, uses the unicorn, which had already been picked up by the killer.
Yeah.
Did you notice? Like, picked it up, sat it down, and she wakes up, sees it, and says...
It's like she like fucking was like, wait, I'm going to finger bang her before I kill her.
Right? And so she uses it, tries to stab, nobody's there.
Yeah.
And then immediately after she thought she was safe after doing that,
Like, oh, I was dreaming.
boom, out of nowhere.
Right through the fucking face again, right in the eye. It's always the goddamn eye.
So at this point, we are sitting with very few people left, right?
I think that's it. Like, it's just Lee and Kelly, right?
Oh, is it though?
I think.
Who's still left?
Wait.
Who are they going to run into?
Who else could it possibly be?
Goddamn fucking
Fuck
Kyle.
you, man. Get the...
Where does he even
It's like the
show up
last
from?
person you want to see.
Right?
It's that last little red herring where you're supposed to think maybe he killed Mrs. Mack and Heather.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
well, and I'd be okay
they show
with,
the silhouette of him
I'd be
coming
okay
through the
with
thing.
that. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah, I would have been fine with it, him being the killer.
Yeah,
or
so
like an
he
accomplice.
shows back up. He's like, I never left, but there are dead people outside. We can't
Yeah,
be
what
here.
the fuck's
We gotta-
going on?
I don't know what's going on.
And then they find, this is where my movie picked up. Fucking Kyle comes in and then
They
they're like,
go-
oh, there's Lauren dead. I missed her whole death scene.
Well, and this is where it gets super stupid because, again, that means if they found her dead, they're on the second floor.
Yes.
Why did they ever leave the first floor for the second floor?
I don't know.
Okay.
It literally, in my version, it literally cuts from one to
I
the
get
other.
it. Well, you watched mine today. Did
Yeah,
you
that
see
was
an explanation for
No,
first
but it
and
was,
second?
but at least they showed me how she died.
My next point is what we see from here is they're on the second floor. Kyle is like, we should probably fucking just dip.
Leave.
Kyle is, again, I hate him. He's a douche canoe. He
But he's
has
right.
a reasonable thing that he says. We
Yes.
should leave.
We should get the fuck out of here.
Both Kelly and fucking Lee say, let's go to the attic.
Because that's clearly where everyone's at.
They know right now. They know it's Billy. They have
Yes.
completely all accepted the belief
That Billy
Billy.
has come home.
Why would you go to the attic?
Because we're sisters. Or whatever the fuck
Well, no,
Kelly
that's-
says.
That Claire says the one, and Lee says the
Yeah.
one, and it makes sense. She still wants to find her.
She
sister,
still
whatever.
was desperate to believe her sister's alive.
Kelly is stupid. Kelly
Yes.
has no acceptable reason for wanting to go upstairs. So, but they go to the attic as soon as they open. As soon as they open this, what happens?
Fucking Billy. Or not Billy. Kyle gets fucking yeeted up into the
It could have
fucking
been
thing.
Billy that yeeted him. I don't know.
Could have been. And it cracks me up
Oh
because
no, it wasn't. It was Agnes.
Yeah.
You're right, because we see it. It's upstairs,
And
we
it
see
cracks me
Agnes
up
on top of him.
Kyle's like a badass for 5 fucking seconds, pulls
Yeah,
the,
the butterfly-
switchblade out.
Butterfly. Knife.
Yeah, butterfly, I'm sorry. Never does anything with it.
No, he goes upstairs,
He
gets the bag
goes
thrown on his
upstairs,
head.
gets fucking yanked up there, bag on the
He
head.
does throw the kung fu move.
He judo flips fucking Agnes off of him, but then continues to not take the bag off his head and then dies. Unicorn fuck straight through the eye once again.
It
And
is
now
what
we're
it
just
is.
down to fucking Lee and Kelly. I keep
And
wanting to call her Jess. Why is that?
I don't know.
There is no Jess in this movie.
But so now they're upstairs in the attic, full on. Every
Fucking
problem
Lee
they
finally
can
gets
deal
to
with.
see that Claire's dead.
Yes.
Fucking finally.
But yeah, so at this point it's Lee and it's Kelly and it's just these two people and we don't know what's gonna happen.
Fucking Lee almost like she goes and falls through the fucking floor.
She makes it, right? She kind of half falls through the floor. Things get wild. Kelly doesn't know if she should pull her up
Or
push
let her down, like let her fall. Like I'd have let her fall and shit. But then
Well, and that is
fucking-
what we finally get.
But before that, just real quick, Agnes has to show off her decorating skills real quick. She starts lighting the fucking candles.
And,
And
we
it's
see all of our bodies.
Everybody.
This is like a Dr. Giggles moment. Like in
Yes.
the waiting room, right? Like,
Yes, with the waiting room and
Yes,
everybody's
seeing
just
all the
kind of
people.
displayed everywhere. Poor Eve. She's like the trees.
They're all
the tree
missing-
crown.
This is where it's important. They're all
Everybody
missing
is
eyes.
missing eyes.
Again, we've not even done.
They're
we've
all
tried
on
to-
the tree.
We've tried to mention the eyes when we can, but we can't address the number of time it either actual disembodied eyes.
Yes.
You've looked at an eye.
Oh, we didn't
through
even
a
say
hole.
fucking Kyle gets both his eyes fucking
Yes.
ripped out.
All the eyes are in. Yeah, we kind of just skated over, but yeah, Kyle did die, and he got his eyes ripped out.
Added to the collection.
It's insane. But yeah, so there are just eyes decorating a Christmas tree here with the regular ornaments and dead bodies all over the place.
It's awesome. This is my favorite part when she does like her Christmas decorations.
But then they're talking to her again. It's so weird because this conversation happens while Lee is hanging.
She's
through
literally
the rafter.
hanging from the fucking rafters, like
But she's like, "Well, what are you doing this for? What about your brother?"
My brother's not here, but Daddy's home. And then fucking Billy comes up out of the goddamn floor.
While all this battle is going on, we can't forget to mention the stab in the eyeball.
Yeah, she fights her and fucking stabs fucking. This is where she finds out it's Agnes. Stabs her in the eye, and
well, no,
you would think that's fucking like the end of it, right?
Well, it's not
she
even,
pulls it out.
Listen,
it's a fake one.
Listen, that's not even true. If you pay attention, you know it's we know we know too. Before that, because you can see that it's a fake eyeball. Like you tell it's fake before she stabs it.
But for some reason,
she stabs what is clearly a fake eye.
Eyeball.
But that's what I'm saying is crazy.
Kelly, for some reason, doesn't realize it until she pulls it out, and she's like, "Oh, you're Agnes."
Because the first time you see it, it's like glowing.
It's bright yellow,
not the right color. Yeah.
That's not a normal eye.
But yeah, so that's when she realizes that it's definitely. She realizes she should have realized before. It's definitely Agnes. Fake
and fucking Lee finally falls the rest of the way.
Falls the way through. Billy's crawling across the floor
because his legs don't work. Why is he crawling everywhere?
This is a weird piece of I don't understand.
Because he like busts through the floor and then doesn't stand up. Like monkey crawls over to her.
We don't see him walk again until the hospital.
Right? No, that's it. Like through this whole house scene, he's just kind of crawling or climbing up and down the fucking wall.
While poor Kelly is still stuck upstairs or she's stuck in the
wall,
right?
dude. And like everything, like they've knocked the candles over, so shit's starting to catch on fire.
But it's up by the tree.
The tree is like catching on fire.
But while that's going on for her, Lee is now in the main house again. And what does she do? She runs to the laundry room
and starts smashing the fucking wall.
Can I tell you how impressed I am with her for knowing and understanding the layout of the house?
Right, like, oh, she must be in this part of the wall.
To be in a panic and be like, I know which part of the house she's at.
Has to be the fucking laundry room wall because fucking Kelly
nailed it.
Yeah, Kelly's just like begging her, I'm in the wall. Help, they're coming.
And so she does.
Fucking Billy's coming from the top. Angus is coming from the bottom.
Agnes. It's a girl.
Agnes.
I know we've got a guy playing her. It's Agnes. It's a
fucking
girl.
Angus. He's a fine Scottish man.
She is a fine Scottish lady.
Sure. Beautiful, lovely lass. So yeah.
But so yeah, we see all of this pandemonium from top to bottom.
And shit's just burning too.
Well, technically not there yet. I want to keep.
Oh yeah, not in the wall yet.
We can't even see it technically. We see it as the viewer, but none of the people involved know that the fire is happening.
No,
because Billy, like you said, Billy and Agnes are in the crawl space. So is Kelly, and Lee is outside
busting through the wall on one end.
Nobody knows the fire is happening until Lee pulls Kelly through the hole in the wall, and as soon as that happens, for some reason. Did you see what drug this? What made this happen?
The Christmas tree gets drugged down into the hole.
Why?
I don't know. There was something about a baby fucking cart in the way, and it suddenly moved, and then the tree goes. Right? Like, I don't know. It was weird.
Right? It did not make any sense.
Everyone burn, baby, burn.
For some reason, Kelly's pulling through the hole,
made it fall.
The tree,
it pulled it all the way.
Fire to them.
Was she attached to the fucking lights?
No, not
maybe.
At all.
All right, damn it.
Because think about it. There was that she wasn't caught prisoner.
It's like she wasn't tied up. They just fell down the hole.
They ran up there when Kyle was up there. No prisoner moment.
I don't know.
The plot doesn't matter.
Plot.
Well, it's not even plot at this point because we're basically just finished.
We need to end this fucking movie
somehow. Let's
burn it.
Let's get them out of the house.
Fucking burn it.
Right. Let's get them out. But so yeah, at this point though, we wake up. We're in the hospital. We think the day is over.
Right.
Everything's saved. This movie came out in 2006. I already mentioned Scream. This felt so Scream, right?
Yeah.
This was Sydney Gale Weathers,
right? And
walking
the
out at the end of the first Scream together,
right? Just like we made it. Survivors.
The two of us. or even Scream 2. Like,
Yeah,
those
Scream
two,
2.
they
Gale
walked out together.
Does Gale ever die?
Yes, I think maybe. I
Like,
don't even know.
like in the
I don't
6th
know.
one or something,
It's way
right?
later.
Yeah, it's way later.
But so you get my point, though. Like, we are here at a point where it feels like those movies. Like,
Yeah.
they're walking out together. The older character, the 20-year-old, everybody.
It's
Like,
all
we
it's
made
all
it.
gonna be great. But
And we
wait,
think that's good, right? Like, you really think that's what's happening. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the hospital, what do we find out? In the morgue,
they're both still alive.
they're both still alive. Not one.
Not even like all right. Billy's like burnt.
No, this was crazy.
Agnes is like got
Look,
nothing wrong with
Agnes
her.
looked normal because she's the first one that's opened
Right.
by the dude, right? And then the dude goes to open first, and a double problem here, right? It's weird that he opened Agnes first because he wouldn't have known that name, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So who the fuck
they
is
make
that?
it seem like he opened these because he was like intrigued, right? Secondly, the second one that was Billy's said unidentified, but you can still see the yellow skin. What people in
That
this
town
don't know Billy has yellow skin?
It's part of the urban legend.
I'm sorry. It's not unidentified.
A little bit of a throwback to fucking Reanimator.
Yes.
Kills
it
him with the
was.
fucking bone saw.
I felt that so bad.
Me too.
So the death happens, and then immediately we see Lee is dead. This was so quick.
Yeah, dude.
This
Like
happened
she's
so
like
fast.
she's just like in the room. She thinks because they take Kelly out to get
we
X-rays.
See this whole little moment, like
It's like 2
Kelly's
seconds.
okay. They're gonna
She goes
X-ray
out of the
her.
room, and then she comes back, and there's somebody in the bed. She's like, "Kelly, I thought they took you for X-rays."
That happened so quick, dude. And yeah, exactly though. Billy just fucking
pops it, snaps her neck immediately. Just
I love if we're gonna reference movies that we did watch and the connections.
Yes.
'Cause this felt very much Dr. Giggles.
the end of Dr.
had
Giggles had the half-burnt face, and we even get a defibrillator kill here in a second when
It's so
Kelly
good.
comes back.
Yeah, so Kelly comes back and she's like, "Wait a minute, where's my friend?" Nurse. I don't
She
know.
went to the bathroom probably.
Door doesn't work though. This was a weird thing.
For a second ago, it wouldn't shut.
This is so.
Did you notice that?
yes,
like
it's-
when Lee was dying,
it
the
was
door wouldn't shut. When
all
Kelly's about to
broken.
get killed,
doesn't
it
matter.
locks.
Door's just broken. That's all
Yep.
you need to do.
All right, fair enough.
But yeah, so then all of a sudden though, we see she is sitting there. Door won't shut. Who comes through? Well, she kind of like is like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because she sees like the blood coming through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
light fixture, and she's like, "Oh,
Well, no, she noticed stuff before that.
yeah."
Like they left, and she started just kind of being like looking around.
Oh, and she
I
finds
don't-
like the half of the
Yeah,
watch.
I don't
thing.
think she sees that. That was just
for
that
us?
was a viewer only
okay.
moment. Was the light fixture? Yeah, she's just like, what's going on? She's looking around. She can't see anything. Yeah, you're right. She saw the watch, and then out of nowhere, Agnes comes flying at
flying
her.
out of nowhere.
But she did have the foresight. Did you notice?
To like she
When she was
cranked it all the
confused,
way
when
up.
She was confused and trying to figure it all out. She was like, let me go ahead and
This
do
might be a handy ass weapon. Sets
I
it
love
up.
that. I love that. Fries the fuck out
Fucking
of
just
her.
shocks the shit out of her. I loved it.
And then, but it's not over.
Nope, because then Billy's right behind fucking
So
Agnes.
she busts out the room. Thankfully, she breaks the window, dude.
Yeah, she smashes the window
I
to
think
get
that's
out.
insane. Because that nurse, the door jams, it gets stuck. That nurse still did everything from inside the room.
Yeah, she just kind of jiggled it and opened the door.
Why did she need to break the window?
Panic.
I don't know about you, but did you notice the window, what it looked like before she broke it, and then she broke it, right?
Yeah.
It was that type that has the wire mesh.
The
in it.
wire, and then when she
That
went to
would
break,
slice your
Oh, no.
hand.
it so would. There was a
I
guy
know,
in
that's what-
marching band that I was with. He
No,
accidentally
yeah.
like he fell and his
I've
hand
known
went
people.
through it, sliced him
that-
all the way, dude.
It's a safety thing. That's
fucked
what it's
up.
designed for. It's designed so you can't break into a place
Yeah.
that has it.
Poor Buddha. He almost bled to death.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's absolutely no way
yeah, no way.
that that's what she did.
No. But she gets out of the room and Billy
He's chasing.
chases her. He gets a hold of the scalpel and slices her down the back.
No, this was crazy though. The scalpel came off the tray of a dude.
Yeah,
who
the
was
dude-
an orderly that was massive.
He could have took fucking
He
Billy.
didn't try to do nothing.
No, he didn't. He just fucking and quit.
Yeah, I had such a problem with that because I was like,
You're
"There's
like,
no way."
bro, you're like 285. Throw a punch.
But so she runs down the hallway. She gets to the stairwell. This was so I don't know.
This is the cheesiest part of the whole movie, but I
It's
love it.
cheesy, But it's a great way to end it. But at the same time, it feels like there was no lead up to. Like it happened so fast
quick. It's just immediate. I thought there was gonna be like another 5 minutes.
We should have had a foreshadow of that hallway first,
right?
That would have at least,
or at least the tree. At least show the tree.
Something so that way this didn't seem abrupt,
right? Because he comes in, he slashes her down the back, and she's just like, oh, motherfucker.
And he's about to come in for the death blow.
Right? And then the
first one was a slash.
Yep.
He's coming in for the stab.
And it's like she like judo flips him over the fucking rail of the stairs. It gets
down the fucking, like it's one of those square stairwells.
And then just impaled on the fucking top of the tree.
It's American Psycho. It's like one of those stairwells.
One of those stairwells.
But it's got a tree at the bottom. So like,
to catch the lady.
Yes. It's so perfect. He lands on it.
It just gets impaled through the chest, and there's guts hanging out and shit, and it's just the end of the movie.
Now, the only thing I'll say is, since I've already mentioned the scream, is that since I thought that they already felt screamish with it felt like it was a gale singing, even though it wasn't, it felt it. Because of that, I felt like at the end when he hit the tree, someone should have shot that motherfucker in the head.
Right? We need a double tap right to the face.
Everybody come.
Where's my Black Christmas too?
They all come back.
Right? They always come back for one last scare.
And he was the type.
He so was. But if you pay attention,
he already had the burnt face.
Like, right, if you pay attention, he's on the thing as the credits start to come in. He like kind of like slides slowly down the tree.
That was actually twitching.
A little bit further.
What wasn't sliding?
He's still alive,
right?
He's just waiting to get to the bottom.
You never know. Okay, guys. I think, obviously, regardless of what kind of edit time I get
whatever the edit is on this, fuck, this movie was hard to track.
It was, again, this beer was 9.5.
Yes.
I won't lie. But
that doesn't help.
But at this point, we've gotten our tolerance back. I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't feel as bad as I did as that.
No.
Wingman episode, I felt.
Jesus.
Well, that's all we need to say.
Right.
Today's 9.5, I'm not feeling that.
No.
Today's episode went long because
God,
it's confusing.
It is.
It's fun to watch.
There's literally fucking parts of this movie where people will say one sentence and it will cut to another fucking scene and then cut back.
And so again, guys, we didn't mean to get lost. We didn't mean to get confused. We didn't mean for any of that to happen.
I took notes, damn it. I tried.
I took notes and mine closed, but mine didn't. They died, but they didn't die until... It died
when
I needed it.
Right, it died like right at the part where everybody just starts speed dying.
So again,
your tablet died right when everyone else did. Yeah, so it worked out. Apropos.
So we did our best, guys.
We
are sorry for what happened here today. Blame the movie.
Sorry for this long ass episode.
Blame the movie.
Blame the movie. The movie's fault. Blame the beer, blame the movie.
We try. Well, I don't even know. Again, I want to give this Wingman. Blame Wingman. For
you don't want to throw any heat at fucking Left Hand.
Well, I don't think it's even heat at them. We're coming in. It's us. We were coming in after not drinking anything strong for a while.
That's fair.
We've drank strong things now. This is not that. This is 100% the movie. That's all I want to say.
Yep.
I feel like. None of this.
I really hope
on these guys.
Left
Hand did a great job.
They did. This was awesome.
9.5 if you're used to drinking. Well balanced.
It's a good score for it. 9.5.
Well, and again, think about it. Like me and you both have only been done drinking for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
This episode went long. That's perfect. These got drank at a reasonable rate.
Yeah,
for 9.5.
There was a good pace.
Wingman was so good.
And I think we had 3 of those.
Yeah. Too, so you understand what I'm saying here? Like. I won't put blame here because they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
This was the movie.
The only thing they deserve is credit for a good beer.
That was
nowhere near as scary as I fucking thought.
It's not a York peppermint patty.
It is not. I seriously what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a York peppermint patty in a can, but it's not. Magic permanent cold beer, no matter what temperature it is, tastes cold.
It did though.
So go try it.
At no point.
Like, and we've been here for a while, obviously. Did this taste warm?
It's great.
Even though it clearly is. So Left Hand Brewing Company's Candy Cane Nitro. Give it a shot. What about next week? What are we doing next week?
So our next movie is going to be
Silent Night.
Perfect. I love that. That was
Nice,
good.
nice and in unison.
That was
Fuck
good.
yeah. We'll never do it again.
No, never. It happens on accident, not on purpose, guys. We couldn't do that on purpose if we tried. I promise you.
Right. Continuing with our Christmas chaos.
So what are we drinking this time, though?
Next time we're going back. We've got another one. We did this one last year, but the fun gimmick of this company, Abita's Christmas Ale, is it's different every year.
That's right.
They do a different recipe every year. We can literally bring this company back every Christmas and it will be different. So we're going to try it again this year.
Sometimes you need the gimme.
Yeah.
Most of these we've done really good. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, dude, no, this one. Like,
great.
Where else you get a candy cane beer?
Perfectly.
Totally fine.
I don't get me wrong. I gave away the fact that I had to Google that to make sure.
It's fine.
But that also gave us a movie that neither one of us had seen. That doesn't happen all that often.
Yeah, no, that was really good. I liked this movie. Just
so
trying to take notes and talking about it, it fucking bounces around a lot.
I strongly suggest watching it though.
Yeah, go watch it. And I hope you really did. I really hope you watched this before you tried to listen to us talk about it.
Yeah, well, I hope I wasn't telling you just now and you listened to everything and heard.
I feel like I told him to do it earlier.
You did, but I'm just saying, like, I really hope they didn't wait until that one to be like, I should.
Oh, now I should. Yeah, I should go do that. Even though it's the end of the episode.
Yeah. So again, Christmas ale for next one. We needed one gimme, but that being said, is the Silent Night not Christmas?
Yeah.
So is Christmas ale
Silent Night?
So is Christmas ale not acceptable for
totally
Silent
fine.
Night?
I think so.
Good.
And it's got like, well, I just noticed the Santa Claus is being towed by alligators, but fuck it. Well, it's fine.
That's an Abita thing. They
Yeah.
did a gator, right?
Are they from like Louisiana or something?
I don't remember, but remember they did the one we did for Lake Placid.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did. What? Yeah.
They like gators.
They like gators. I like gators too.
All right. I think we have officially run the gamut on this, dude. I think we're done. You got anything for me?
Just gonna promo the Patreon real quick. Promo it. Gonna go check us out. You want to watch videos of this? If you want to help us out, buy us a beer. Patreon.com/Kentucky Fried Critics. And I don't know, 10-second fucking horror movie survival guide. Don't go in there.
Well, since you wanted to mention the Patreon, that does give me a moment to point out to people. I do apologize that we mentioned this before with Flubber, and then we have no Flubber Patreon video. If you happen to be someone who already subscribed, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
If you are, you will have heard all of the explanation. If you're not and you want to hear the explanation,
there's a good explanation.
Where to find us.
It's worth $3. Go look. Fuck this movie.